Hello? Hello? Ladies and gentlemen, we are all discombobulated. Tonight, the intro was all messed up and I got the intro all confused. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm turning music down, but the music's still playing and the music is on system. I apologize. I ruined the intro. What do I have?
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
My bad. Well, anyway, what's going on, Scoop? We got Scoop in the building. Shout out to the West Side. Shout out to the West Side. We got my man Scoop, Bionic Scoop in the building. What's going on, Scoop? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to be talking about the state of YouTube in 2022. And I promise you it won't be the kind of conversation you think. We're going to talk about it being the biggest search engine and why YouTube is not the biggest fish in the playground in 2022. Further ado, my name is CoVa Technician, and we are going to be getting very technical tonight. And let me just find a track so I can. All right, Streets of Rage, Stage 5. We'll go with that. So, we all know, right? We all know that YouTube, in my Baltimore accent, YouTube, we all know that YouTube is the biggest search engine, second biggest search engine on the planet. Yes, that is a given. That's a fact, right? Big facts there. However, every year, YouTube tightens the grip on its creators. Every year, YouTube becomes more restrictive, and every year it seems like YouTube wants a certain type of content and a certain type of creator on the platform. Now, when I speak to people, I just don't speak to tech creators and reviewers and photographers and gamers. I talk to a whole lot of different creators. And one segment of creators that I talk to, they have issues, and people that I watch, they have issues with keeping content on the platform. And it's not because, they're abusing the terms and service guidelines. It's just because they're not making the kind of content that YouTube. What's going on, Latrell? What's up with you, man? What's going on, Latrell? And they don't make content that YouTube likes, right? And YouTube gives them strikes, false strikes. YouTube shadow bans them. The two biggest search engines are ran by the same company, Google and YouTube, Alphabet company. Big facts. So these creators, they often have issues with keeping content on the platform, being able to be on the platform of YouTube. Now, again, we're not talking about cat videos, reaction videos, reviews. We're not talking about that, right? We're talking about creators who make content that they have issues with keeping content on the platform. And the state of YouTube, we got Mafia Gaming in the building. What's going on? And the state of YouTube in 2022 is that it's becoming more restrictive for creators. It's confining people into a certain box that a lot of people don't want to be in. And this segment is not only people getting, strikes, people getting false strikes, false claims, having issues keeping content up, shadow banning. It's also people who are having problems with YouTube algorithmically, right? It's people who don't want to make content for a specific niche. The content that YouTube don't like is the ones that ain't making them no money, right? There's also that too. But I would say that YouTube, that doesn't matter anymore, right? Because YouTube puts ads on everything now. Right? YouTube will monetize whatever they can monetize. So it doesn't matter if the channel's demonetized or not. the creator just won't get money, but YouTube will still be able to put ads on the content. And then when we talk about the algorithm that coincides with monetization, creators don't want to just make, there's a lot of creators that just don't want to make content for the algorithm, right? There's people who want to, just express themselves and be able to connect with their community and still kind of grow their content, but they don't want to operate in a box. And in 2022, YouTube is constantly forcing people into boxes, forcing people to agree with things that they don't normally agree with, forcing people to make the kind of content that they don't really want to make, forcing people to do things that they really want to do, all to just get a view, a click, get their CPM, RPM, CTR, whichever acronym. We got Brother Love in the building, and we got Tech for Your Needs in the building. What's going on? What's goody? And these people, they don't want to be victims of the analytics, right? A lot of people don't want to be victims of the analytics when it comes to content. You're completely right about that. I forgot. I had YouTube Premium. If you had, YouTube YouTube monetizes everything now, so it doesn't even matter, right? That's the thing. Like your channel is affected algorithmically if you're demonetized. However, YouTube will still put ads on your channel and get money from your channel. You just won't get anything from it. And for a lot of people, that doesn't sit very well to them. And again, we early in the stream, but if you're liking what you're hearing, like what you're seeing, I appreciate a like. New to the channel, subscribe. And I definitely appreciate a share to your social media platforms so more people can get this type of information, get this type of content, because I do talk about things that a lot of people really wouldn't talk about on their platform for various reasons, right? I cringe at the idea of seeing ads since it's been so long. Yeah, and then the thing is that they bombard you with so many ads that you have no choice to get premium. Same thing with Twitch. Twitch hits you with 3 ads. Twitch is terrible with the ads. So I don't have a financial incentive to tell you to stick your flag in YouTube, right? I don't have a financial incentive to do that. I'm not sponsored by anyone to tell you to stick your flag in YouTube and just simply to just stay on YouTube. I don't have a financial response. I don't have a financial reason to tell you that, right? I know that YouTube is the second biggest search engine. I know that it's very beneficial to have a spot here on YouTube with your name. Very beneficial. But in 2022, going forward, it's not the only place that you should be or that you can be. Now, YouTube is a big search engine. So you can always have your channel here, your content here. You can always have your business here. But if you don't like the platform and you don't like the direction the platform is going, you can also take your content elsewhere. You can be a free agent. If you have not signed a contract with YouTube, you can put your content wherever you want. If your fans follow you, great. If they don't, oh well. It is what it is. But I did just recently subscribe to Twitch Turbo. Never knew it existed. I have no idea what that. I never heard of that. Yeah. I never heard about that. So when we're talking about the alternative tech platforms now, right? Like what does that mean? Well, it means platforms where you can just have your content posted up. For example, you got BitChute. BitChute is where a lot of people post the content that they cannot post on YouTube because of all the restrictions and the rules and the policies and the terms of service and the blickety blop, blippity bloop, like all the things that YouTube say you can't do, and they got a problem with it. You can post your content on BitChute. And that's what a lot of people do. One content creator in particular, his name is Sticks and Hammer. He's a political commentator. He's been on YouTube for 14 years. And he got a false claim, is a no ad service. Okay. So it's like subscribing to a channel, but for all channels. Okay. And he got a false strike on his channel. So to punish YouTube, he only uploads one video now a day. He used to do 2 or 3 or 4. 2 and 3. The Baphomet gang. We got the Baphomet gang in the building. We got Sly Terry. We got the Baphomet gang in the building. What's going on, Sly? How you doing, man? So to punish YouTube, he puts his most of his videos on alt tech and just gives YouTube one video a day. And the funny thing is that a lot of creators have said the same thing, is that they get more views the less videos they post. And a lot of people can't really explain that, right? That's a consensus from a lot of creators. So that's a sidebar. Lickety blah, blippity bloop. CoVa 2022. Man, book it. Book it, Danny. Book it. So he posts his content on BitChute. He posts his content on Rumble, Rockfin, DLive. He spreads his wings. And a lot of people should do the same thing in 2022 when it comes to YouTube, right? Even me, like I'm writing down and I'm writing up a plan to spread out a little bit more, to put my content other places, because I just want to be other places, and you should too. If you make money on YouTube, fine, make your money, but don't plant your flag only on YouTube. Because big tech is considered Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. That's big tech, okay? When the congressmen had their papers in front of them and they wanted to talk to the people about what they've been doing to silence conservatives on their platforms, who was there? It was YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Wasn't TikTok, BitChute, Rumble, Twitch. It was those 3 guys. These are big tech. These are the ones with the government contracts, okay? Big tech was called to the board about what they do what they do on their platforms. And what big tech is doing on their platforms, and I've talked about this for years, every year they are killing their platforms even more. And what happens when they continue to kill their platforms? People leave and go other places. I'm just on Twitch and YouTube, even posted on Dailymotion and Vimeo for periods of time, but most recently Vimeo. Yeah, and Vimeo is still really good for video. Vimeo is a good place to hold your videos and link them to somewhere like a website or a blog. Vimeo is really good for that. Pow. We got Nick in the building. What's going on, Nick? Vimeo is an excellent place to post your content, link it to a blog or a website. Because for the most part, they leave you alone when you post content on their sites. So big tech every year do more things to ruin their platform, to make people no. There we go. To lose their subscriber base, lose their viewers, right? There are people at this point now who prefer TikTok over YouTube because of the algorithm of TikTok actually gives you what you want to see. See, the algorithm of YouTube doesn't always give you what you want to see. It gives you what you think you want to see. And then it because of what happened in 2016, 17 with the flat earth and things like that, now they give you accredited sources, right? Now if they send you anything, it's going to be a big channel or big platform or a news organization. And they silence all the little guys, right? You can have their break on a story, right? Like, so you can watch 4chan and you can have the break on a story. Do your video on YouTube. The New York Times or CNN can get the information 2 days later, but they'll get more views than you, and their name will be at the top of the list when they search up that topic, when people search that topic, because that's YouTube doing that. A lot of creators don't like the algorithm on these platforms anymore. It's not favorable. Yes, I understand. A lot of creators, a lot of people make a lot of money to tell you, to convince you to make content for the algorithm. I mean, the algorithm likes great content. I mean, the algorithm, it likes people who make good content. I understand. I get it. You make a lot of money to tell people that. However, I'm not making money to convince people of things that's not in their benefit. Okay? I talk to a lot of creators who have problems with the algorithm, not because they make shit content too, not because their content is terrible, not because they make content that constantly gets banned, but simply because they don't feel the need, they don't want to feel the need to grind to make content, right? You like platforms like YouTube, this culture of grinding out content to compete with the AI so that you eventually can grow your channel. And there's a lot of people have a growing sentiment where it's time to say, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't like the platform. I don't like the AI. I don't like the algorithmically banning and censorship and the deplatforming and the systematically downranking content. I don't want to deal with any of that. I want to go to a platform where I can just post my content. People can come, watch, subscribe, donate to me instantly. I don't want to have to wait and keep up with watch time and subscribers to get money off the platform. And people are exploring their options. The state of YouTube in 2022 is explore your options with the different tech platforms, right? You got Subscribe Star, where people can subscribe to you to watch your content and you automatically get paid. You got OnlyFans that does the same thing. You got Patreon that does the same thing. You got Fanbase, which is like Instagram, but you actually get paid from the people who watch your content, who interact with you. I mean, what are we talking about here in 2022? Right? You don't have to grind out content on YouTube, right? You can go to Rumble. Rumble pays pretty good. Believe it or not, Rumble pays very well. Very fast. Libri pays you in crypto. Okay? Libri is an independent platform that pays you in crypto. Odyssey pays you in crypto. Okay? You got D Live, is a streaming platform. They're a little funny too, but they're still a streaming platform where you can go and stream. Use Restream, stream to YouTube, Twitch, D Live. You got Rockfin, where people can pay to watch you live. Rockfin. All right? You can go to Rockfin and people can pay to watch you. You don't have to stay on YouTube and go back and forth about what is misinformation, right? You don't have to go back and forth about what is real and what is not. You see, the things that I'm talking about right now, you won't hear a lot of in a lot of these clubhouse rooms or these live creator economy live streams and channels, because this type of content, this type of conversation, there's no way to really monetize people on YouTube by telling them that they should just leave YouTube and put their content on other platforms. There's no way to monetize that, right? A lot of people's bread and butter is on YouTube. And through YouTube, through consultations through YouTube. Now, you do have people who focus on the influencer. You, the influencer. You, that's you right there. You watching me, listening to me. You're the influencer, okay? The influencer is more important than the platform itself. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm on Rumble, Pressview, BitChute, and of course Super Slide's platform on the Wake Up Radio. He got me under contract. You see, you fucked up, Nick. You see, you listen. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Listen, Nick.
Get out of here, man. Shit,
Nick,
I'm saying.
you see, that's how the Baphomet get your ass, man. He show you Man, he show you that Shure SM7B, and he's like, oh.
Nick, you want this SM7B?
All you have to do is join my platform. You can have all the mics you want. All you have to do is join my platform.
You should join my platform, Nick.
Nick couldn't help himself, man. Nick was like, oh, Sly? Really? I got an SM7B? Sly's like,
Yes. An SM7B shall be yours. All you have to do is sign on this dotted line.
well, Sly, that sounds like a great deal. Right here on the dotted line?
Yes. Right there on the dotted line.
And Nick, you signed that deal, so I don't know what to tell you now. Oh, shit, I don't know what to tell you, Nick. He got you in the reverse 360 deal, so I don't know. I can't help you here. The technician can. Oh, man. Yeah, I've actually looked at Slides. I actually kind of want to check out that platform too. I've actually checked that platform out a couple of times, to be honest with you. All I got is the Audio Technica 8. Yeah, I love that. That's a nice mic too, right there. That 2040. I actually want to check out that Super Slides platform too. But yeah, Nick is on Rumble, BitChute, PressView. Like, I don't make money to tell you to stay on YouTube, right? And there are other people who make money to have you focus on the influencer. The focus for 2022, if you're a content creator, is to I'm dying. The focus in 2022 should not to be focused on YouTube, but to be focused on you, the content creator, to be an influencer. You are an influencer. I'm an influencer. I'm not a macro or a micro or a mini. I am an influencer. I don't think in the macro, okay? I don't think in the micro. When I say
I'm a big YouTuber,
I really hold on. I really mean that, okay? There's a reason why. Like when the reason why Forum Runner, shout out to Forum Runner on Super Slide Show today. With my SM7B, you better make sure, you should have made sure that shit was in your contract before you sign that shit in blood. You should have made sure that shit said SM7B right at the bottom. When I say big YouTuber, man, I mean that. I don't mean a micro YouTuber, a mini YouTuber, a macro YouTuber. I mean,
I'm a big YouTuber.
And that's what I say it the way I mean it. Right? And that's how you should treat yourself when you make your content and how you put your content on these platforms, right? You are an influencer. You influence people. You influence their minds into what you're talking about. You influence people to make their buying decisions. You influence people to upgrade and improve their channels. I influence everyone that watches me to upgrade their content sensibly and improve their content sensibly. People watch me, they improve their mics. People watch me, they get better cameras. People watch me, they improve their video quality. People watch me, they want to stream in 4K. They want to look nice and crispy and sound crispy when they're doing their content, when they're talking to their people and influencing the people that they're watching. I am an influencer. I'm not a macro, a mini, a micro. I'm an influencer, right? And that's what you should think too. In 2022, the focus should be on you being an influencer, not you being a YouTuber, not you being a TikTok star, not you being a Twitch streamer, a Twitter space holder, a Clubhouse room holder. Be a creator and create wherever you want. Make your content, put your content wherever you want. It doesn't matter where the platform is. Just make sure you put your content there. You got a fan base. You are growing a fan base, and you winning. Make sure that wherever you go, you just winning. Or super slide. I'll take that RE320. I'll take that too. RE20. Focus on diversifying yourself on social media and not relying on YouTube. Believe it or not, YouTube may not be the way it is for a very long time. As crazy as it may sound, YouTube may not be YouTube forever. It may not be. I can kind of see the writing on the wall a little bit in my conversation with Interactive DNA on the Creator Pull-Up. He put us onto a lot of things that kind of had me thinking. There may be a day where if they simply don't like your content, you just can't post on YouTube. It may be. You may have to charge, you may have to pay to put your content on YouTube. It may be. YouTube may just wipe the slate and say, hey, we don't want this content on our platform anymore. You don't know, but whatever may happen, you need to make sure as a creator that your content is on different platforms. For the people watching me, there's a channel called vidIQ, right? And vidIQ, they do a lot of YouTube analytics stuff, right? And let me see if I can pull it up here, because part of the conversation they were having, something was said that kind of interests me a little bit, right? And not for me to be, you know, controversial or anything like that. Let me feed my audio right, because I thought what she said was actually pretty interesting. Let me see something right here. We good? Okay. All right. So we got that up here. Let me go to window. We're gonna go here. Okay. And then we're just going to, gotta love that, and that man, that shit looks so clean. And we're just gonna shrink this a little bit, and we're just gonna put this up here. We're gonna kill the music for a little bit. Now, this is vidIQ. vidIQ is the software company that helps you with your analytics, so forth, whatnot, you know, all the nice things, right? And vidIQ had and this kind of inspired the stream. I got another stream set up for tomorrow where we're gonna go through a lot of news topics that's been happening in tech. But they're pretty much going over the state of YouTube in 2022. And if I can rewind just a little bit with the woman in the top right, Desiree.
I also like that I can choose
for us. Like, I think becoming a YouTuber and using YouTube as a part of your business, it gives you so much more freedom and control in a way that you never like had it before.
Yeah, and I agree with you. That's
explained.
The generational gap
traveling.
right there. I was
Yep,
like,
I'm
so let's do a
traveling.
voting poll. Have you heard of the Yellow Pages? And then when people said yes. Emily, I wanted to ask you a question. I would say that you are most in the trenches of earning money directly from YouTube.
I know where
Freedom and control in a way that you never like had it before.
Yeah, and I agree with you. That's
explained.
The generational
I'm
gap
traveling.
right there. Yes, of earning money directly.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find
like I can just
the
choose to do this. I can be there
timestamp.
for my family and my kids and hang out.
Cost. And so
Now the idea of going to open a book to do that is just the most frustrating thing. If anyone in here is in college, let me know. Do you still have to buy textbooks? Like, is that a thing you have to do still?
some do, because I see the comments.
Yeah, people still have to buy textbooks.
Practice, the way
we had a snow day today. We're hanging out. Did this digital business. Be there for my family and my kids and hang out. We
Okay,
made pancakes with our kids and we're hanging out.
It's a little
And
bit
I was
back
like,
here.
and how the state was doing economically and how people were moving and where they were going, like not being able to research and like find, like I don't know how people do anything anymore. I remember once upon a time, way back in the early 2000s, late 1990s, when I was in high school, we were not allowed to use the internet to do research for
yes.
And now the idea of going to open a book to do that.
Okay, I can't find a timestamp. I should have timestamped this.
It reduces friction as well.
It was
as we move into that, a lot of my yellow pages, it's like, oh my God, just
now the idea of going to open a book to simplify the process is by building a killer community that counts on you for
there we go back here. There we go.
People who live in Texas. Yeah. And probably the room was split like 70-30. 70% of them were older people. When I talked about YouTube, I talked about Facebook, they looked at me like I was growing heads.
There we go.
Because they're like, I don't want to do that. I like what I've been doing, which is I'm going to just go to a networking group and I'm going to make cold calls to people and I'm going to put ads in the paper and buy a billboard. And I'm like, really? No. This year in 2022? And they were like, yeah. And then I would talk to this 30.
Okay. There we go. That's one point I wanted to make. That's one point I wanted to make. There we go. That's I found it. Okay. This is gonna sound a little controversial to a lot of people, right? It may. I don't know. I don't care if it does, but it may. Here's the problem, right? Print media is dying. Yes, 100% print media is dying. However, there's a difference between dying and dead. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter are killing their platforms, but people still use them. People still make a lot of money on them. There's a difference between dying and dead. Okay. When Blockbuster was dying, I was enjoying their service of, mailing out the video games like Netflix used to do. Like they had a nice little service where they was mailing out the video games, and I enjoyed it until they stopped it, right? There's a difference between dying and dead. Print media still serves a purpose, right? And the purpose of print media is how many people are actually going to see your YouTube channel versus the guaranteed millions of people or thousands of people that would see a print media ad, right? It is what it is. Right? It is what it is. Same thing for a billboard, right? Billboards get messages across way faster than a YouTube video because sometimes certain messages on billboards are not YouTube friendly, right? So you can put a YouTube video up to support a cause. However, if YouTube decides that cause is not something that they like to have on their platform, your video is gone. Now no one sees your video anymore, right? Or if your business is to help people with an issue that YouTube says is misinformation or medical misinformation, your YouTube channel and your video is gone. However, if you have print media ads and you have billboards, your billboards will stay up. And thousands of people will see your billboards. And when people see that billboard, they can take a picture of that billboard and put it on to social media where it can populate to thousands upon thousands of people. It's a little segue, but I just wanted to kind of point out that the mindset that YouTube is the only way is wrong, even if it is one of the biggest search engines on the internet. Everything serves its purpose until it no longer exists. So yes, print media is dying. However, there's a difference between dying and dead, because the same people who say print media is dying don't realize that there are people who say YouTube is dying. But YouTube is thriving. But dying and dead are two different things, okay? Just so that we're clear on that message, okay? I'm not saying here, okay, delete your channel and put ads in the newspaper. Don't get it twisted, because people sometimes they hear what they want to hear, and then they'll, you said this and that's not what I said. There's a couple more things I want to take away from this this live stream. I want to skip ahead a little bit.
For a long time.
Twitch does, yeah.
Yeah, and YouTube creators have been asking for a feature like this for some time now. So other than that tool,
This particular case, I didn't.
Gifted memberships, among other things. YouTube's always working on new tools, but gifted memberships allow those of us who have a membership program on our YouTube channel. That is not a Patreon. It's specifically tied to your YouTube channel. Soon, people who are watching your live stream, for example, could gift you a membership. You have nothing to do with it. They just look at you and go, hey, this person's here all the time, and I'm going to give them the perks that this creator offers, at least for a month.
Let's see. You're right. Massive. Let me see if I can highlight. Do I got the... There we go. Man, this shit looks so nice. You're right. Massive Dynamic. YouTube has morphed into a search engine. Yes. YouTube is a search engine. And if you have something that YouTube does not want to have on their platform, no one's going to see you, and no one's going to be able to search for you. So how much sense does it make to only have something on YouTube? When you're doing something, you're talking about something that may not be able to be on YouTube. I don't like to get people trapped in the mindset of YouTube is God, right? It's not. Well, for some people it is, right? But it's not. YouTube is a platform, and the platform is overreaching and overstepping their bounds with what they can control and what they should not be able to control. And in order for you to get your message out, you have to be more strategic in where you want to place your content. And sometimes that content may be as simple as making a billboard and adding a newspaper. Again, print media is dying. It's not dead. Mainstream media and television and cable TV is dying, but it's not dead. The concept of to put your ad in a Mr. Beast YouTube video versus the fucking Super Bowl time slot is nonsense, right? Because a one Mr. Beast YouTube video, possibly 10 million views. How many views, right? How many views? Let's do this right now. Let's do this right now. Let's do this. Super Bowl 2021 views. Okay. So the Super Bowl didn't do too good last year, okay? But the NFL Super Bowl attracted 90. Okay, so let's just look at this number right here. Let's just look at this number right here. Okay? So the Super Bowl had the worst viewer rating since 2007. And that 2007 Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, was probably the Bears and Colts, because that was there we go. Yeah, that was a pretty bad game. But the NFL Super Bowl attracted 96.4 million viewers. Okay? So let's put that into perspective. 93.1 million people watched the Super Bowl in that time slot. If I was to go to a Mr. Beast video, right? Let's go to Mr. Beast real quick. Okay, let's go to Mr. Beast real quick, all right? Let's see. I want to go to one Mr. Beast video. All right, so the shortest video I see.
I built the world's most...
So we have Mr. Beast up here on the screen. Mr. Beast video, world's most dangerous escape room. 37 million views. That's after 4 days. The Super Bowl even the worst performing Super Bowl got 96 million views in the span of a few hours. Okay? So even though, right? Even though television, cable media, commercial media is dying, it's losing views, it's not dead, right? It would still make sense for a company to get into that time slot of the Super Bowl versus paying a creator like Mr. Beast to get their video, get whatever they want posted in one of his videos, right?
It's not in the light bulb.
Because what it takes for let's go here, right? The Squid Game is separate, right? YouTube originals, all right? So his extreme hide and seek video gained 53 million views. That is after 1 month of being on YouTube. That still fails in comparison to the worst performing Super Bowl in history since 2007. That still got nearly double that in the span of a few hours. So simply put, right? Simply put, what would make more sense to a company, right? If YouTube is the main attraction. Again, I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying that, you know, YouTube ain't a place to advertise. I'm just putting certain things into perspective based on, you know, the conversation, based on the thought that just crossed my mind, okay? Don't get it twisted now. Don't get it twisted. Let's come back to here. So they're talking about channel memberships and gifted memberships and things like that. And here's the thing with all of these things that YouTube is, when you're a creator on YouTube and you're a creator on any of these platforms, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and you don't really spread your wings and fly away to other platforms, you put yourself at the behest of whether or not they want to implement these things onto their platforms, right? So you are behind, you know, you're behind at times in whether or not YouTube wants to create a feature to help you make money, right? To help you grow your audience, right? You have to wait for YouTube to do it. If you just rely on YouTube, you have to wait on YouTube to give you gifted memberships. You have to wait on YouTube to give you stickers, super stickers. You have to wait on YouTube to give you super chat. You have to wait on YouTube to give you the join membership button. You have to wait on YouTube to bring that to you. Instead of you diversifying your platform and your presence on social media so that you're getting money different ways from different social media platforms, so you're not worried about how long it's going to take YouTube to get their shit together, right? Because if you're a sensible content creator and you understand the platform that you're on, you already know that YouTube don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you, the creator. People make a lot of money making you believe they do, but they really don't. They don't do things to help you, right? I got bots in my live streams, right? Their focus is to take away the dislike, but they can't do nothing about these bots. The Russian bots, they say, that's tried to steal the election. They can't do nothing about the bots that's in people's live streams all the time. But they say they do it. They took away the dislike button for you. They don't care about the creators, okay? They don't care about you. Yeah, you should care less about YouTube. So we're gonna let them talk about this feature real quick. It's an interesting feature.
By gifting them a membership. And this is something that Twitch is.
So when I first started YouTube, there was only one way for a creator to make money on the platform. As we've been working over the years to expand opportunities available to creators to connect with their audiences. Now there are 10 ways for creators to make money on YouTube. We're giving you an opportunity to make money on YouTube now. So now we're going to give you 10 ways to make money on YouTube. And we're seeing creators around the world benefit from these expanded opportunities. More creators are earning money from our non-ads products like super chats and channel memberships than ever before. Last year, YouTube channel memberships and paid digital goods were purchased or renewed for more than 110 million times. The effects of this growth are felt around the world For example, YouTube channels in South Korea last month earned over 50% more revenue from channel memberships compared to December 2020. Again, channel memberships, super chats, the join features, these are all things that you get when you're monetized, right? But if you're not monetized and if you're demonetized, you don't have access to these things. So if you don't have access to these things, are you going to wait for YouTube to give them back to you? Or are you going to take your football to another playground to make money there? Rumble doesn't have a feature like this where you have to be where you can't get something or you have to be at a certain level to get this. That's not something on Rockfin, D Live, BitChute, Subscribestar. People pay you to put the content on the platform. Library, Odyssey, you get paid to have the content on the platform. Patreon, you could charge people to even watch your content. OnlyFans, you can charge people to watch your content. If you don't have a super chat, a super sticker, a joint membership, or a gifted membership feature, you can just put your content over there and tell people to come support you over there, and they can pay you directly. I don't even have to be worried about a join membership button. I can put content on my Patreon and say, hey, forget this membership, come over there and join the Patreon for this. Hey, what do I know?
Had for a long time.
Twitch does, yeah.
Just like YouTube, people were like, "This is weird. This is this new weird thing." People are just uploading videos. Then you had TV shows. People just re-uploading movies and TV shows. They got used for. I remembered like YouTube has a delay. You could set a delay on your own live stream as long as you want, and you could see them making that part of it. So if someone comes on, you pull them on stage, they just start cussing up a storm. They're doing everything that can control you in the moment. You can kick them off, hit a button, and catch the delay up. So at least that bit of the stream never
I didn't
makes
know
it.
you could do that.
That's how TV's done it for a long time, and YouTube.
So they're saying about adding the delay into YouTube when you're streaming, when you're inviting guests up. This is why I try to tell people about OBS, right? And they're sponsored with StreamYard. They're using StreamYard, it looks like right now. So they're not going to really be talking about OBS that much, right? But when you're using OBS, right? When you have an OBS setup and you have your hotkey set up right here, you get someone on the stream, right? Let me tell you how that works. You get someone on your stream and like, hey,
Has a delay
see how they're
system already.
talking?
So in
and guess
theory-
what? We're done. We're done. No one hears you. I hit one button and you're muted. You're out of there. Okay? I don't have the hotkey set up. I hit a second button. No, now you're gone. No one sees you. Right? No one sees you. No one hears you. That's why OBS
On
is
live
so
TV, because of all the cases that came after.
That's why OBS is so important to learn. It's not because like the don't get caught up in the lights and in the 4K and stuff like that. That's my thing. I like to share that with people. Rainin, you know what, Rainin? I thank you for doing that. Like I didn't see that comment. I was looking for it to pop up on the YouTube, but I didn't see it for whatever reason. Like I saw it on Twidget, but I didn't see it on the I didn't see it on the screen for whatever. But shout out to Rainin Woman. Watching, always supporting the boy. That's why it's so important, right, for you to learn how to use OBS, because the things that creators have to deal with when it comes to StreamYard become a thing of the past when you have OBS. All you got to do is if you have someone talking, you don't want to hear them, just boom, they're done. Like press of a button, they're gone. You don't hear them no more. That's it, they're gone. They come on screen, they want to show something, they don't want to show, guess one button, boom, they're gone. There you go, that, gone, bye. You see, bye? You see that? It's gone. That's it. That's why it's so important to learn OBS, because it makes things functionally easier for you. It makes things technically simple for you on the platform. We got Rainin Woman in the building. What's going on, Rainin? How you doing? I know I'm up late. I know you up late too. I know I'm doing a late. Anyway, we got
really
go get back
to see
to
where
it.
live streaming goes this year.
Me too.
Into like what would do better a lot more.
Show custom thumbnails on the
Clips of moments of my live stream.
What?
Let's start with Desiree.
I think YouTube's not going anywhere. I think YouTube's
mobile career. When I got a call from my friend saying, you know what, can you be here for this? Me, because I stream from a hotel Wi-Fi platform, but why this is all.
So let's go around the table, talk about real quick the future of YouTube. We're going to start bringing in some questions here soon. But yeah, I think we should wrap this up and talk about
Laugh aloud. Bye. One day I'm gonna get there.
YouTube, where's it going? Let's start with Desiree.
I think
answer this
YouTube's
question.
not going anywhere. I think YouTube's going to continue to be the leader and going to be the place, and kids are going to want to be YouTubers when they grow up. Still, I don't think that's going anywhere. Where I'd like YouTube to go, and I don't know if they're doing that because I don't have a direct line, to Susan or anything. I would really like there to be a shift in what is trending. I think it's just a lot of the same stuff, and it's getting really boring. I'd love to see more diversity at play. I'd like for creators on the rise to have a bigger spot platform. I wish there was 10 creators on the rise. I think that'd be great. I'd love for more women, obviously, as a Women of YouTube podcast hostess that we're all here together to do. I want more women to have stand out. I want there to be more pay. I want
the biggest scam that a lot of these creators like this, that they promote is diversity, right? At this very point right now, social media is so fucking diverse. I mean, you got black men, black male creators, black female creators, gay, lesbian, pansexual, bisexual, binary. Twitch has a category for neurodivergent, for binary, for LGBTQIA plus categories for streamers. You have people, you got categories for asexual. You have all. YouTube is its own big search engine. Yeah, yes, definitely, Rainer. Social media has all these different places where people can be amongst people like them for whatever reason they have to be amongst their people. And still, people believe that it needs to be more diverse. People believe there are channels dedicated to female creators, but it's still not enough for people. They need more.
More. They need more diversity.
It's not only by name, but it's pretty much morphed into one. Yes, it has. They need more diversity. There's people that still complain about not seeing female creators on certain channels, female creators highlighted on certain platforms. They have whole months out of the year on social media on these platforms dedicated to female creators, and it's not enough. You as a content creator, that's another reason why people are leaving YouTube, right? Because people just want to be focused on making content. They don't want to be focused on diversity things. They just want to make content. They want to watch content that they like. They don't want to be told that they should be liking the content because the person is of a protected class, right? People are just focused on the content. They just want to be focused on the content. And I see people leaving now because they get mad when I'm saying wait, you gotta go to the big screen real quick. Oh shit. Look here, y'all. Look here, man. I saw the people start dipping once I start talking about diversity. Yeah. Hold on. Stop the music. 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 Look here, guys. The moment I start talking about diversity, people start dipping. Let me explain something to you. Okay, let me just explain something to you. Diversity on social media is used to put you in a category of people so that you can be further manipulated and things can and your emotional triggers can be pulled. That's what happens when people mention diversity. Okay, diversity is not a benefit to you, it is a crutch. It is used against you to control you on social media and in platforms. Okay, diversity and talking about diversity is not to your benefit, it is to your detriment. Okay. Nick said, man, folks, Nick, I started talking about diversity and it was boop, 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 and people started bouncing. Look here, let me explain something to you again. All right. A lot of creators in the creative spaces, they're comfortable with a lot of pandering. When you start mentioning female creators and they get mad, and I had people ask me, how come I don't watch female creators and all this other nonsense? Listen, we don't pander to female creators. We treat people as equals. That's what that means. I talk to a lot of female creators all the time. Raining Woman is a female creator in my platform. I talk to Raining Woman all the time. I help female creators all the time. They can hit me in my Twitter DMs and ask me a question, and I can help them. Johnny on the spot. Boom, boom, bang, boom. This is how you do it. Thank you, CoVa. I have a good, functional, working relationship with female creators, but I treat people as equal, and that's what you should have. That's what you should want, to treat creators as equal, not by their gender or their sexual identity, but simply by the person that they are. So when these people, when they come online and they talk about they don't see enough women, you don't see enough women because they're talented, or you don't see enough women because you just don't, you want to see more women. Because there's female content creators on the platform, right? 100,000, 200,000, 50,000, 40,000, 30,000, 20,000, a million, 2 million, 8 million, 10 million, 20 million. Like, what are we talking about? When you talk about diversity on social media, diversity on these platforms, what are we really talking about? Because I watch female content creators when they're talking about certain things. It may not just be tech. It may not be music. It may be something else. How can they ask for equality and 10 seconds later ask why you don't watch women's? Listen. Listen. Okay? Listen. Okay? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I can't tell you. I don't know. All right? I don't know. But when people beg and scream and screech for diversity, not because the platform needs diversity, but because they just want to see it, right? There are people who just say, like for Mr. Beast, why don't he have women in his videos? What? What? They need to be more female creators on what? It has nothing to do with them actually being good or of quality or able to compete. It just has to do with them just being women. And that's a problem. And that problem is why people are moving off of these big tech platforms. It's not because of the patriarchy and the misogyny. It's because they don't want to be dictated to what people they include in what they should watch and what they watch, right? Like, yeah, Nick, I've had people I was going down a list telling people about tech content creators and all the tech people that she watch, and a person asked me how come I don't have any women on the list. I'm like, that's not something I was thinking about when I was showing you guys what I'm talking about, right? That's not a thing, right? That's not something I'm thinking about. People think about diversity instead of thinking about the message and thinking about the content. They just want to see something. They want to see to please, not C to learn, and C to be informed, and C to appreciate. If you have a creator on the rise, appreciate the person. Don't say they see the creator on the rise and say, how come there's not a woman in the video? How come there's not a woman on that list? That boy, them people started talking about diversity, boy. I'm telling you. Oh shit. Anyway. Oh man, when I started talking about diversity, they bounced.
I want like
I get it, y'all. I get it, man. Don't worry about it, man. Y'all, we don't gotta have a whole long conversation about diversity. It's all right, man. Don't worry about it.
like the next years. I want when they do those.
Just know that we don't pander to women over here. That's all. We don't do that over here. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. We don't pander to women. We respect and honor and appreciate, teach, inform, and listen to women, but we do not pander over here. There's no pandering. Okay, there we go.
Top lists of top earners on YouTube. I want there to be at least 5 women.
Okay, so again, you want the top 5 earners on YouTube list to be women. In that list, if the top 10 people are all men because they're the top earners, why does there need to be 5 women if those 5 women are not the top earners? Look, I'm not going to harp at that too long. These are the things that make people go to BitChute and Rumble and Pressview, okay? These are the things that make people go to Rockfin and D Live. These are the things that make people go to Odyssey and Libri. These are the things that make people go to Parler and Gab, right? It's things like that that make people leave these tech platforms because this is a mindset that is prominent in the platform and the policies and the communities and the moderators of the platform and the content moderators of the platform. Like, this is a mindset that is prevalent so much in all of these big tech platforms that a lot of these creators are getting tired of having to deal with that from the standpoint of creating, and people from the standpoint of watching content, they get tired of hearing that, right? Like, if I see a list of the top 10 creators on a platform, I'm just looking at the list of the top 10 creators of the platform. I don't care if you're a man or a woman or whichever one you would identify as. Like, I don't care. Hey, I just see the creator. If you really want to get into it, a lot of times you don't see a lot of black faces on those lists, but we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Okay, we're not gonna do that. All right. If you really want to get into it now, a lot of these things you don't really see a lot of black, a lot of black people on those lists, and especially a lot of black men.
I'm a big YouTuber.
A lot of black men, we're not gonna get there. We're not gonna get into that. All right, we're gonna leave that one alone. All right, if you really want to get into it, if you really want to get into that, I'm just saying. I've looked at those lists a couple of times, and I see a lot of, I see a lot of, these people and those people and them people, and I'm trying to look for people. A black man or a black woman, I don't really see them up there. We got to scroll down a little bit further. Okay, MKBH, all right, whatever, he always on those lists. Who else we got up there? All right, don't see, no, okay, well, oh, wow. But they want to, listen, we're going to leave it alone, okay? We're going to leave it alone. I'm just saying, if you really want to get into that, all right?
Or some diversity within it, because there was one girl on that list this year of the top 10, and she was a child. So it's just kind of one of those things. Like, I'd love for more of that to happen. And I think as it continues to grow and we continue to be loud and annoying and all the things that we are asking for things and anything culturally as well as from our platforms, I think that we can really get there. But I think that
so pretty much begging, because that's what that is. You're begging. You're begging for the overlords to give you things. You're asking for privileges. You're asking to be seen. See, and this is the problem, right? If you are a creator, if you are an influencer, You don't ask to be seen. You make content to be seen. You don't ask someone to give you an accolade, right? You're asking to see something that doesn't benefit you, right? What does it benefit me, right? To see, right? If I'm thinking in that mindset, right? I know I just had a tirade when I was talking about it. What does it really benefit me to see someone on a list that when my name isn't up there? What does that benefit me? Right? These are the things that cause people to say, you know what, I'm going over here now. I don't want to. I'm going over here. I don't care about the list. I don't care about the diversity. I just want to make my content. I'm gonna keep my content on the platform. I don't have my community. You know what? I'm gonna go over here and watch these videos. I don't want to watch this anymore. Right? I want to watch BitChute. I want to watch Rumble. Hell, I watch Twitch. Right? I go watch DLive. I go watch Rockfin. I go watch all these other content in these platforms because I don't have to hear this anymore. And that's why the viewers leave, and that's why the subscribers and the content creators leave. Anyway.
We're just going to continue to grow and do awesome things and make lots of money. And I think that we're going to reach a point where people like us and VidIQ and creators, it's just going to be like, it's going to be normal. No one's going to look at you weird for being a YouTuber. I live in a small town in Michigan. I tell them I'm a YouTuber and they're like, huh? I don't. What? My kids want to do that. How do you? How? I'm like, and it really blows me when I tell them like I'm the breadwinner. I'm like, this is I bought a house on YouTube income. And they're like, huh? So I'm looking forward to. I think that's where it's going. I think it's going to be awesome.
Emily, the future of YouTube.
I think that the future of not just YouTube, but social media, I think we are coming into some more regulation. So I think that there will be a kind of a separation of creators who are professional creators and a continued separation, and creators who are either flash in the pan or who don't want to follow rules and don't want to be regulated, which will bring up subsequent platforms. You're going to start to see other video platforms that don't have rules and regulations popping up. We're already seeing them because YouTube does throttle certain content. YouTube does push certain content. There is some censorship on platform, though.
Some? Come on, Emily. Come on, Emily. I know you a lawyer and whatever it is that she does, but come on, Emily. Some. I know we're not gonna say some now. Come on now. Some is a stretch.
YouTube's a private company. They're allowed to, but I think that censorship puts YouTube in the crosshairs for being regulated more heavily by the government as to whether they can be sued or not sued. So there is, from my perspective, because lawyer perspective, there is a lot to come in the social media space. And there are these bigger questions of, are these public utilities where people have recourse if they're denied access, or are these private companies that are publishers? So I think YouTube's not going anywhere. I think the way that we behave on platform will have some more rules around it. And I think creators just need to be aware that as things change, you can't just be like, hey man, Nintendo copyright claimed a whole bunch of my content. Well, was it fair use or was it not? You're going to have to be aware that it's not just the Wild West anymore because it's the internet. And that is one of the changes creators will have to deal with, because YouTube will have to deal with it. Just like they did when YouTube finally realized that they were going to have to adhere to the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. YouTube, that act existed before YouTube did. Yeah. YouTube started and they were like, it won't be a problem. And then the FTC was like, it's a problem, pay us. It's going wild. And you have to adhere to the rules, even if the platform's not. So I think we're going to see more of that. But creators, just be mindful and stay on top of channels like vidIQ, because as the platforms change.
Yes, YouTube is not going anywhere. I think it's still one of the best opportunities to take your passion and express it on a platform for free and reach billions of people. Platform for free.
Now here's the funny thing, right? This is a sentiment. This is a sentiment, right? That one line. That one line, right? That's a sentiment that is often repeated when they're talking about YouTube, right? That YouTube is free. YouTube is free. They let you, right? Here's how language works. YouTube lets or allows you to post content on their platform for free. Here's the funny part. If no one posted content on YouTube, YouTube wouldn't have search engine queries to be the #2 search engine, right? YouTube needs the creators more than the creators need YouTube. Hear me out. These creators could all like in the video I did when I was talking about demonetization, right? And I think Sly was in it. Sly, the great coach. Yeah, hey, what's going on, my man? We got one of the goats in the building. Interactive DNA. I had this conversation. I was talking about this on the channel about demonetization, and I was talking about these creators, becoming unions, and just like threatening to leave YouTube. And Super Sly said that would never happen. I said, yeah, that would never happen. But YouTube needs creators. Creators don't need YouTube, right? Creators can take their content to other platforms. They could, they'll be leaving their money, but like they'll take their fan base wherever they will go. So if you have 9 million subscribers, you could probably take 4 million to another platform easy. This mindset that YouTube is doing you a favor is what gets shit so confused with people when it comes to allowing platforms to abuse them. When you're a creator and you're a free agent creator, you are a social media influencer, and you think in that mindset, YouTube isn't doing you any favors, right? You are a business. This is just business, baby. You're not doing me any favors. I'm not doing you any favors. I put my content up here. You get paid through ads. I get paid through ads. That's how the arrangement works in the terms of service when you click OK. That's how that works. There's no favors with posting content on YouTube. They're not doing you a solid. They're not giving you a gift. They're not gifting you anything. You will only take 1/10, right? 1/10 of 4 million. 1/10 of 100,000. 1/10 of 200,000. It really depends on you, the creator. What's going on, MoFax? It really depends on you, the creator, and your fan base, because that 1/10 doesn't apply to everybody. It doesn't. That 1/10 doesn't apply to everybody. Some people's fan bases are ride and die for them. And if that creator had that channel deleted and that person had 40,000, it would take 30,000 to a new platform instantly. That's just how it works for certain people. It depends on you, the creator, and the community that you create. But if you're on YouTube, right, and you treat it as a business, it's just a business transaction. You make a video, you upload the video, you put it on their platform, they host the video, they put it in their stupid algorithm to send it to some people and not to some people. And they put ads on your video, they get paid from the ads, you get paid from the ads. It's a business transaction. They're not doing you a favor by allowing you to post your video on their platform for free, because it's not free. They're getting paid, and you get paid. That's how that works, right? So that's something that a lot of people say that kind of rubs me wrong, because YouTube is not doing anything for you for free. They're getting paid just as well, not as much as you get paid, but they're getting paid, you're getting paid. It's a business transaction, but not in the sense of money, goods, goods for service, money for goods, money for services. I predict a new platform will come to be. YouTube is starting to be a network-like organization. Yes, that is true. They are definitely turning into a network. They're turning to a network-like organization with politics and cancel culture. There are many platforms already out there, but not free. Yes, not everything is free, right? Not everything is free. Not everything is free. But here's the thing, right? Not everything is free. But when you pay for some of these platforms, you possibly get a better experience than where you left from, right? If you leave YouTube for the cancel culture, the politics, the mainstream media networks gaining favorable like results, search results over you, you'll get a better experience on other platforms because they don't operate in that, in that manner. Okay, MoFax says we have seen an example. We have seen an example of this with Salty Cracker. I know about Salty Cracker. He has one of the most faith fan bases. Now we can have a discussion about bot subs that may impact that 1/10. Yes. You will be surprised. I agree that content creators are very important though. Yeah. I will say that you will be surprised how many people use bots on their channels. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how many people have bots on their channel. You'll be surprised. It's very easy to grow a channel with bots. Anyway, let's get back to this video. Let's see what they're saying.
And reach billions of people in an instant almost. Having said all of that, I think there may be an inflection point coming, which is what Emily alluded to. And let me try and give you an example of this. Just imagine, for example, a lot of us feel as if Mr. Beast Squid Game was like one of the best YouTube videos, so to speak. But what if Netflix
and listen, that video was not the best YouTube video ever. Good discussion, bro. I appreciate it. The Mr. Beast video was not the best YouTube video ever made. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of that happens when it comes to Mr. Beast. I get it, right? But it wasn't the best YouTube video ever made. It was actually if I have permission to speak freely, it was actually what is the word that I'm looking for? It was actually an example. Yes. It was actually an example of the slow death of YouTube from what it was initially created for, right? Because let's take a nice little segue for a second. We're gonna come back to the wrong. Okay, we're gonna come back. Is the I was hitting the wrong button. I was already on 4. I used to work for NBC. Each commercial or ad cost over $100K for field day. YouTube makes around $50K minimum per ads, and you get cents. You are paying for this service and computer use. Yes, you are paying for them to host your video, and they are paying you with cents, right? So, and you're going to like it. Okay? You're going to like it. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. Again, if you like what you're seeing, if you're enjoying the conversation, I like that. If you're enjoying the conversation, give me a like. The likes are free for now. If you're new to the channel, hit me with a sub. The subs are free over here. If you have a social media platform, you want to share me out to your community tab or your Twitter, your Instagram, I appreciate the share. Get more people to get this conversation, get this perspective, this information. I am not a tech channel. I'm not a tech reviewer. I'm not just a streamer. I'm a tech edutainment, and I am educating you and entertaining you at the same time, and I hope you enjoy it. YouTube is the mall of eyeballs. Yes, it is. So many would say that Mr. Beast's video was an example of the slow death of YouTube from what it initially was, right? So let me explain. Stop then, I appreciate that. That's why now they can play ads on any contents, no matter if you have 100K subs or 1, right? Absolutely. So when you look at the Mr. Beast video, you look at Squid Games, right? Now, on the surface, Squid Games is an entertaining show that's kind of gory, but the story, like, you know, the deep-seated premise of Squid Games is about capitalism and, you know, rich to do nothing to do capitalists taking advantage of the poor and the poor middle class who, you know, are on their last ropes, and they're trying, and they need, you know, to get out of their situation, whatever, you know, whatever the word is. And Squid Games, you know, pointed out the failure in society and the failures of a capitalistic society. That's the premise of Squid Games, right? That's the premise of Squid Games if you watch the entire show. Right? That's the premise of the show. So then Mr. Beast, a capitalist, right? A capitalist. Mr. Beast, a capitalist, takes that premise, brings it down, takes the premise of the show, of the series, and brings it down, removes it from its art form of the message that it was trying to convey, and brings it down and whittles it down all the way to a simple game show, giving out money to get views on YouTube. Now, again, it got 200 million views and everybody was slobbing it off. But in essence, that video for Mr. Beast is a prime example of the slow death of YouTube from a standpoint of creativity and uniqueness to just a platform that is there for people with the most money to put the most money into their content. Like that's pretty much what it is now, right? But when you look at the content on YouTube, right, if you look at an MKBHD, right, when you look at an MKBHD, his reviews are simply like commercials, not like tech reviews. They're like commercials. They're like 15-minute ads for the product. It's not like a actual review of their product. There's tech content consumers that they don't even bother watching MKBHD for his opinion. They'll watch because they like the video, but when they really want an opinion on tech products, they'll go to other channels for those reviews because they know that channel has actually used the product for a longer period of time than probably MKBHD has, and even though he may have a product for a week, sometimes once the video is done, you can kind of tell when people they kind of ditch the product and they switch it off to their iPhone, and people go to these other tech reviews for the long-term review, right? They go for the 6 to 8 months, the 8 to a year review, like Easy Computer Solutions, right? I see YouTube becoming an expensive platform. If you don't produce good content, your show will be gone. YouTube now has enough creators to filter all crap channels, and people will still watch YouTube as TV. So that's my segue. That's my little segue about the whole Mr. Beast comment. I want to finish with I want to let him finish though.
And you know, the owners of all of his intellectual property decided that we don't want this on YouTube, and we're going to hit Mr. Beast with a copyright strike, and their channel's going to get taken down, and that would cause enormous creator outcry. So you know, if that something like that had turned south, and
I'm not crying for Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast makes about almost $100 million a year on YouTube and off of YouTube. He gonna be all right, okay? No one's gonna cry for you in the chat room watching me if your channel get like that. No one's crying for you. No one care about CoVa except for the people that watch me. If my channel got deleted and disappeared, no one's gonna cry about you, okay? This is the pedestaling. I mean, I'm segueing. Anyway, that's the pedestaling that happens with you know, on these platforms, like, because the focus is what happens to the bigger creators instead of what happens to all the smaller creators or all the creators that don't got 50 million subs, right? Because there's people, if you got your channel knocked, well, no one give a damn about you. Okay? No one care about you. Anyway, let's get to it.
I feel as if something like that is going to happen on YouTube within the next 2 or 3 years, in the same way as Adpocalypse has done so in the past. And I think there's going to be an inflection point there where creators decide, do I want to be on YouTube anymore? Or am I going to be a disruptive force on YouTube? You know, like January the 6th, you know, we have these truckers in Ottawa right now in the real world causing challenging governments or the people who.
All right, he blowing minds. He blowing minds. Okay, that's the type of shit that I get annoyed when people start talking this nonsense. I'm gonna fast forward past him, but you see what I'm saying? Like when you start listening to people, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? You know how many people get their channels deleted for nonsense on YouTube every single fucking day? Like, I had a channel with 2,000 subs that got deleted for YouTube. You know what happened? The person, I put the videos on private. YouTube said, we don't like these videos. Oh, we got Aaron Collins, what's going on? YouTube said, we don't like these videos. You know, take them off the platform, gave me a strike. I said, okay, cool. I privated all these videos. You know what the fuck YouTube would go? That the person is, that's not a bot. That's a person. The person would went into the channel and was striking content that was privated on the channel. No one saw the content but a person, and the person was going on the channel and striking content that was privated. Do you know how many people's channels get deleted off of YouTube every single fucking day for nonsense? And you're worried about a Mr. Beast getting his channel deleted? Thousands of people lose their channels all the time. YouTube have seasonal purges twice a year where they knock people channels, and y'all worried about a Mr. Beast channel? There are thousands of creators who lose their channels every single day for nonsense, garbage policies on YouTube, selective policies on YouTube, selective enforcement on YouTube. And you worried about a Mr. Beast losing his channel as that being an inflection point, a breaking point on YouTube? Because you worried about a Mr. Beast? YouTube reviews all videos. YouTube, right? And let me tell you what happened with me. That's not a bot doing that. That is a person doing that. There's a person that will go that will look at certain types of content just to give you strikes and just to give you strikes. That is a person doing that. That is not a bot doing that. The bot's not doing that. That's a person doing it. Once you have content on your channel that fits a certain category, a list that needs to be monitored, that is a person that goes and does that. That's not, because what happens is they'll get the strike. You won't get, nothing will happen to you for 3 months. They'll wait a month and then they'll give you another strike. That is a person doing that. And we worried about Mr. Beast, but people lose their channels every day on the platform. People every day say they're leaving YouTube because they're tired of getting demonetized and shadow banned. Even when people like this over here will tell you that shadow banning is not a thing. It's a conspiracy. They talk to YouTube engineers and there's no such thing as shadow banning and algorithmically censoring of content and platforms and people's channels. They'll tell you that it is just a dream and you are hearing things. People lose their channels every day. But you think it's because of Mr. Beast that people will be up and on? Listen, let's play this back. Uninterrupted.
With copyright strike and their channel's going to get be an inflection point. Having said all of that, I think
I captured a FedEx guy jumping because I placed plastic cockroach and uploaded. YouTube blocked me from streaming for 6 months, my video, but FedEx asked YouTube to block my. You see, stupid shit like that, right? Dumb, stupid shit. It doesn't make sense. There's hundreds of videos of FedEx workers, UPS workers, Amazon delivery people, postal delivery people on YouTube. But FedEx wants to block your little video. See how dumb that is? See how much sense that makes?
think there may be an inflection point coming, which is what
The best practice is to not be monetized and be viewer supported. Yeah, so to an extent, yeah, to an extent.
Emily alluded to. Let me try and give you an example of this. Just imagine, for example, a lot of us feel as if Mr. Beast Squid Game was like one of the best YouTube videos, so to speak. But what if Netflix and the owners of all of this intellectual property decided that we don't want this on YouTube, and we're going to hit Mr. Beast with a copyright strike, and their channel is going to get taken down, and that would cause enormous creator outcry. So if that something like that had have turned south, and I feel as if something like that is going to happen on YouTube within the next 2 or 3 years, in the same way as Adpocalypse has done so in the past. And I think there's going to be an inflection point there where creators decide, do I want to be on YouTube anymore? Or am I going to be a disruptive force on YouTube? Like January the 6th, we have these truckers in Ottawa right now in the real world challenging governments or the people who run
Get
things.
out of
I think
here.
that's going to happen.
Get out of here, man.
Identity
Shit,
of
I'm
YouTube,
saying.
that word YouTube in itself, does that truly reflect what that is in 2022 and beyond? And as Emily said, I think there's going to be more fringe platforms or alternative platforms appearing. And what is YouTube going to be once it comes through, whatever controversy or challenge that might be? And then, of course, the metaverse. I don't really understand what that is. I know it's coming. People are going to be wearing headsets and VRing in the next 5 years. YouTube
Have you not seen Ready Player One?
But okay. All right, you doing good, Arsh? What's going on, Arsh, man? How you doing, man? Look here, man. What are you talking about? Listen. I've been watching YouTube for decades. Okay? YouTube has an issue with NAMBLA stuff, with murder stuff, with all types of criminal stuff on YouTube. YouTube has all kinds of scandals on the platform. YouTube had an issue where they had pedos, they had pedo bears speaking to each other in codes, posting little pictures of little girls. They got issues with people posting videos of murdering cats and tell me you really don't watch YouTube without telling me you don't watch YouTube. To really think that people, to compare January 6th to people getting mad, a creator losing a video or getting demonetized because of a company. Are you fucking bugging? Are you bugging? Like, what are we talking about, man? Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Let me look. Yeah, let me speak to y'all for a second, man. Let me break this shit down for you, right? Let me break. I'm gonna take my time. Let me break this shit down. Let me break it down for you. I'm gonna break it down for you. YouTube in 2019, this is before the pandemic, 2018, 2019, between the time frame of 2018 and 2019, if you had a YouTube channel and you had a YouTube account where you watch YouTube videos, if you went and refreshed your history and refresh your search history, what you would see on your homepage would be videos with these weird titles. In the video would be videos of little girls talking to each other, doing some dances or whatever. And then in the comment section below, you'd have a lot of nameless accounts speaking to each other in code. Do you know where those videos were coming from? Those videos were taken from nanny cams, webcams, TV webcams, webcams on monitors, cell phone videos, Facebook pages, Twitter. These videos were taken from all over the internet, posted on YouTube, and they were posted in code. Yes, the pedo bears were communicating with each other on YouTube using videos of little girls on the platform. Did you hear an outrage about that on YouTube? Absolutely not. Did you see a bunch of people talking about it on YouTube? Partially. Did a lot of people really bring attention to that? No, not really. Did vidIQ know about that? Absolutely fucking not. That was a huge problem. And you know how I knew it was a huge problem? Because I did it 4 times on 4 different channels, and I got the same results. And matter of fact, I showed my girlfriend. I told my girlfriend to do the same thing, and guess what happened? She saw the same thing too. Yes, that was a huge issue. Listen, I get it, right? I get it. January 6th, the white people stormed the building, and you saw the fire extinguisher, and Trump was talking that day, and it got you upset. You know, you got heart palpitations. You had to take some Xanax and a Prozac, and you had to smoke some weed, and you had to eat an edible. You had to take a couple sips of alcohol. I understand that. It was an emotionally triggering event. But that is in no comparison to Mr. Beast losing his video because Netflix decides to let them know that you may be,
I'm a big YouTuber,
but I'm a big network. That does not compare. And to think that people would revolt on YouTube and compare that to January 6th and the Freedom Convoy in Canada. Yeah, they be bugging on the internet, man. These people look bugging. Bro, I tell you, man, these people are bugged the fuck out on the internet, man. I'm telling you. These people crazy. The shit these people say on the internet, man. Like, how do you relate to people getting mad over a YouTuber losing his video to protest? Are you crazy? Yo, it's stuff like this as the reason why people go to BitChute and Rumble. Okay, that mindset that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to a logically, critically thinking person is the reason why people leave YouTube and go to BitChute and Rumble and Rockfin and DLive and Subscribestar and Fanbase. It's because of that logic, that mindset that's so prevalent amongst the creators and the people who watch the content. To say that Mr. Beast getting hit from Netflix would enrage people to the level of January 6th in the Freedom Trucker Convoy, are you bugging? Like, are you crazy? Like, son, like the man really said that. Bro, he really said that, man. Anyway, I'm gonna let him finish. I'm done with my rant. This is the type of crazy shit. This is the type of crazy shit that you hear from these people on the internet on YouTube. Like that, like my mind is blown. Like, I can't believe he said that. Like, that's fucking nuts. That is nuts. Like, that is like, how?
Go watch Ready Player One.
I have really enjoyed the book. Wasn't that bothered?
I just barely this morning took it out. There were streamers everywhere and balloons. It's potentially just similar to what has been going, always improving the algorithm, more creators getting on there, and as new trends come out in different formats for consuming video. I think they're either
A little bit on this guy right here. This is another one of the creator, coach, help you build your analytics channel kind of guy, right? Creator. And a lot of his content is about, matter of fact, let me pull his content up. Let me give you an example of what he does. Channel makers. Okay. So his channel's channel makers. He makes you make your channel better. You know, the usual stuff, let's go channel makers. It's channel makers. Let's go. Let me show you something. And I sent this video to somebody because I thought this was funny. So congrats to him. First of all, he just got to 1,000 subs. So congrats to that. That's a great achievement. Anyway. Let's see something. You had something about editing that as you can see, he just does a lot of the YouTube, how to be YouTuber stuff, how to be a better creator, things like that. 1 week, do the 4,000 on a month on YouTube a year. Anyway, okay. I can't find the video. I don't think that was him.
This was my friends surprised me. I cleaned up somewhat. This congrats here.
So I think what we should do, Dan, is let Nate have a minute on each topic just to summarize his thoughts.
Yeah,
Great.
for all of those that are just joining the live stream now,
Here's a summary.
Nate's answers, go.
Yes. Is YouTube still the place to be in 2022? Yeah. Absolutely.
Perfect.
I don't know what.
No, I don't believe YouTube is the place to be in 2022. Like I say, with everything, it depends on your content. I don't believe for a lot of people, YouTube is the place to be anymore, and it's not for them because they have already begun to, the transition. There's some people who make content who don't even bother with YouTube anymore because of the censorship and the demonetization. And it's not because it's a fringe platform, right? BitChute is not a fringe platform. Rumble is not a fringe platform. DLive is not a fringe platform. Rockfin is not a fringe platform. OnlyFans is not a fringe platform outside of the porn dots that's on there. Subscribestar is not a fringe platform. Odyssey is not a fringe platform. Libri is not a fringe platform. Fanbase is not a fringe platform. These are not fringe platforms. People don't go there because they believe in aliens and UFOs and shit like that. They go there because there are things on big tech like YouTube that they're tired of dealing with. That's why they left. That's why they're where they are now. It's not because they believe that, Trump is trying to steal the election or they believe that the Rona is from 5G and all this other stuff. It's because they want to make content and not deal with a publisher, a social media platform that acts as a publisher and restricting content. And for these people, when they leave YouTube and they go to other platforms, they have a better experience. So for some people, no, YouTube is not the place to be in 2022. Definitely wasn't the place to be in 2021, and it's definitely not the place to be in 2022. If you want to make content where you don't want to be bothered with the censorship and the BS rules and policies and the constant changing terms of service, policy guidelines, and all the other nonsense that YouTube does to creators to keep you in a box and to prevent you from creating the content that you want to create that challenges that challenges things on YouTube. Man, matter of fact, man, I'm glad you said this shit right here, man. I'm glad you said this shit right here. Conspiracy videos made YouTube what it is today. Outside of fight videos and twerk videos and stuff like this, YouTube was the place to be for conspiracy content. Okay? If you wanted conspiracy content, you were on YouTube watching Fight OK, 123, Zendris. Like you were watching Alex Jones, all of this stuff. You was watching that on YouTube. Conspiracy content made YouTube. But here's what happens when you take dollars from them people over there, from mainstream media. When you take their money You have to acquiesce to what they like to see and what they like to hear, right? So when you take their money and you bring in their advertising dollars, they get to control what you get to say now. Now, if you pay someone for protection, they say, "Hey, let my cousin in here." Well, I don't. Well, you may your place may your place may get mashed up, without our protection. Somebody may come in and mess things around anymore because we're not protecting you anymore. So why don't you let my cousin in? But you see that guy over there, don't let him in. He's cool. I know, but I don't really like him. So don't let him in. Okay? All right. That's how that works. Conspiracy videos made YouTube what it is today. Made YouTube. But the moment they brought in that ad revenue, that changed everything. That was the start of the death of YouTube. But anyway, we're going to continue. I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot about that.
What else to say there? It's still growing. There's everything good about it. I'm very positive on the future of YouTube. So,
is it the best platform to make money?
I actually personally think so. Also, I don't have firsthand experience in all.
Oh, girl, right there. Don't believe that one now. Let me tell you something, man. For the people that make thousands of dollars on YouTube, yes, YouTube is the best platform in the world to make money because you are making thousands of dollars on YouTube, right? Everybody ain't making thousands of dollars on YouTube, but they're making their money everywhere else but YouTube. So no, it's not the best platform for monetization. On Patreon, you can pay people just to be able to watch your content. Subscribe OnlyFans, fan base. Like, you can pay people to simply watch your content. You can charge people to watch your video per video. How can YouTube be the best channel, be the best place to monetize, where you have to go through hoops to monetize? At this very moment, a creator can go start a Patreon, and if that person has a fan base to take to Patreon, that person is making money next week, next month. No, it's not the best platform for monetization, no. It may be the easiest without a fan base, but it's not the best platform for monetize if you have a fan base. It definitely isn't.
All of the platforms, but when I look at all the variety of options available with other social platforms, for example, it's nowhere do you have the level of the advantage of the ongoing library of content, as well as just people getting to know you, like you, and trust you better on YouTube potentially than a lot of other platforms. And when you make a piece of content, it stays, and so it can be constantly viewed by people. It's not a one and done and it's gone forever. I love both of those aspects of YouTube.
No, wrong. No, you're wrong. I'm sorry, I have to disagree. Okay, your video is not guaranteed to stay on YouTube. Okay. All right, depending on what type of content you make, your video is not guaranteed to stay on YouTube. You may find your video gets deleted. All right, your video is not guaranteed to stay on YouTube. You know where your video is guaranteed to stay? On Patreon, OnlyFans, Subscribe, your website. That's where your video will stay. Your Vimeo, your video will stay up there. Okay, not on YouTube. All right. Your library can be on these other platforms, not on YouTube. YouTube is not guaranteed to keep your content up, right? Your content one day may be like, oh, well, there may be a person, like I showed you guys with Mixer Reacts. There may be a person one day look down the list. Maybe a person one day look down the list of your content on your channel. Hey, you know what? We're going to demonetize 200 videos right now. Guess what happens? You either take the videos down or you have to manually change every single last one of those videos. So nothing is guaranteed on YouTube. One day something can change and fuck your whole situation up. But guess what won't happen to these other platforms? Unless you're like, what's the dude name? Sargon of Akkad, then then you got other problems. If you're not Sagana Fakai, you got other problems, but that's a different problem. I can't speak to that kind of problem. That's a whole different problem.
How are you enjoying the evolution of the tools creators have been given over the years?
Are you referring to things like
anything? It could be
YouTube
memberships.
Studio?
It could be the studio. Experience
I'm
for
trying to give him his money.
Yeah, they're up for now. Way day in and day out. I think they're headed in the right direction for that.
And speaking of headed in the right direction,
no, hold on. Okay, there we go.
Oh, it's over on this side. Here we go.
Right.
I don't have any money in here. Get some money here.
No, it's all NFTs now, is it?
Experience they've had. I mean, you and I have talked about a few things. They're always testing new stuff. Some get me a little bit more potentially concerned than others. The one of the, I know it's not public knowledge, but I know they're beta testing it. The one where on the play bar, like on desktop, you see the gray area of how much people watched attention on different areas of the video. I wasn't so much a fan of that, just because I think it will actually be detrimental to viewer experience, and they haven't rolled it out publicly, so I'm glad they're not doing that one. But as far as the march forward of ways for people to find what they're looking for.
You know why? That's a good feature. You know what platform has that feature? SoundCloud has that feature. SoundCloud has a feature where when you're watching music, when you're listening to music, you can see everybody's interaction throughout the timeline of the song. So you can, as you're listening to the song, you can see where everybody comments at that one particular point where they love the song. And I like that feature. I love that feature. And you know what? I would actually love that feature on YouTube, because guess what? You can really see where everybody skipped through all the nonsense of the video and get to the point, because it can't really tell because the dislikes are hidden. But anyway, I don't want to segue too far off.
And improving the algorithm day in and day out. I think they're headed in the right direction for that.
And speaking of headed in
the viewer experience right now on YouTube is absolutely garbage. It's a horrible experience, because as a viewer of content, you come into a live stream to watch content, and if you're a mod, and if you're not a mod, you have to see a whole bunch of porn bots in people's live streams and in their comment sections below. The viewer experience is not a good experience. It hasn't been a good experience. It's gotten worse over the years. Again, these are people who, for whatever reason, they don't know. They might be oblivious to it. They're ignorant to what's really going on the platform. I don't know. I can't speak to what people see or don't see. I can only tell you what I see. And I see in my chat room. Every time, every single person's chat room, live stream, comment section, you see porn bots, you see Russian bots, you see weird dummy banned accounts, all of this stuff in people's live streams. And it's gotten worse over the years, and YouTube has done nothing to stop it. Nothing to prevent it from happening. It's nothing but spam in the comment section and chat rooms, and YouTube can't do nothing about it. YouTube has done nothing about it. So yes, the viewer experience has gotten worse over the years. It has not gotten better. It has gotten way worse, and they are not doing anything about it.
the right direction. The future of YouTube. Where do you see YouTube this year and beyond?
So YouTube Shorts was one of their more recent big new directions, I would say, new formats that definitely took off. I think it's probably doing exactly what they hoped it would. And I see it, the user base is just growing. And so it's potentially just similar to what has been going, always improving the algorithm, more creators getting on there. And as new trends come out in different formats for consuming video, I think they're either going to lead them out or adopt them very quickly.
Cool.
What about you? What about you, Dan? I don't think we got your thoughts, did we?
Future of YouTube. I agree with everything everybody has said thus far, and I also think that you. Who said good?
I thought that's all that you were going to say. And then
no, I also wanted to say that I think YouTube is going to. This is just a bold prediction. I think YouTube is the one that cracks monetization for short form content. I think Instagram, I think TikTok, they're trying to figure this out. I think YouTube is the one that figures it out first, at least the best version of it, the rightest way.
I like that.
That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That's our discussion. So we want to talk to you guys now. If you have a question, #question in chat. They may become topics of very long discussions. So I don't know how many of these questions we'll actually get to. I mean, there are people who just make their own, and then there are people who re-upload stuff, and there are memes that get done to death in different.
I'm not in that one.
No, it's okay. I'm there.
Ours, I wouldn't put that content. Shorts or other.
Into your French videos. I mean, I know
signals beyond views. You see what?
Oh
Yeah. Good on.
every time I've been on a plane lately, something massive
I
has happened
did-
in one of the.
I
top
had
10
this problem on
places
my
I'm
channel
covering, and
too.
This time was no exception.
Well, it sounds like you just need to get on a plane whenever you need new content.
It's official advice. When I look at my channel analytics, it says not enough data. How much is required to show data?
I think the threshold is going to be around about monetization point. So 1,000 hours, 4,000 hours of watch time. But I also think it's a recency of content, how much you're publishing in the last 90 days. Because I've got my old channel, which doesn't show that information, but I've not published anything for 4 years. And when I, in a video about like how to get to 10,000 subscribers, I said to people like, by now you should have that data about the best time to publish and like what other videos your viewers are watching. And somebody said, I haven't got that. And I've got like, 5,000 subscribers. And I thought, oh, that's a bit unfortunate. And so I said, well, send a message to YouTube support and maybe ask them why. And as soon as I said that, I thought, you're not going to get a very good answer from them. So why did I suggest that as an idea?
Point. They don't know, right? No one knows. That's a question no one can answer, right? Because you actually have to know, right? You got to know why the system is showing you that information. In my analytics, I can look and I can't see what videos people watch that watch my channel. I have not been able to see since I've been doing YouTube. Have not been able to see that, right? It's probably because I do streams and the viewers of the streams and I don't upload. For whatever reason, I have never been able to see that level of information on my content, okay? That's because of the niche, the type of content I make. I have channels that have like 100 viewers and I can see what people watch those channels all the time, right? That's the problem. So when you ask this question, no one's going to be able to give you an answer, okay? You just have to keep making content until you see it. That's the best answer I can give you. Because that's the same thing for me, and I can't see like people that watch my channel all the time. If I was to look at my analytics, I can't see what people watch that watch my channel. I don't know, and I have quite a few. I have more subscribers than 50. Okay, that's almost say. Okay, so it's an answer most of these people never can really answer, and that's the thing when it comes to a lot of these. A lot of times you're like when you really have a technical question, you can't get an answer because a lot of people just simply don't know. When it's an answer about when it's when it's an answer that doesn't have any technical knowledge behind it, and they could just answer and give you whatever you want. That's the type of question. That's the type of answer that you'll get. You can ask a question like that, and you'll get an answer to that. But if you ask a technical question, you're not gonna get an answer. That's just a fact.
But there are no solid
backgrounds can change, photos, GIFs.
Very best platform for viewers to keep them on the platform as long as possible. We as creators all have to adapt to that. We as people always say YouTube hates small creators. That's like something that small creators say often when they're not growing. No.
Make better content, you'll get more eyeballs.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with the name of your channel, although a better name can help.
You don't give a shit about you if you're a small creator. Don't let these people tell you that, man. I'm telling you. YouTube don't give a damn about your small channel. If your channel's small, they don't give a shit about your little channel. I'm telling you, they never have and never will. You know why it's so funny when people say that? Let me tell you why YouTube don't care about your channel if you're a small channel, right? If you got a small channel, YouTube don't care about you. They care so little about you, right? That they remove. If you have a small channel under 1,000 subscribers, you can't even. Let me show you how this shit. Hold on. I'm gonna mute this. I got something to show you. I'm gonna show you how much YouTube don't care about your channel. If you have a small channel. So YouTube, you used to be able to go live on your phone on YouTube, right? And YouTube took that ability away to go live on your phone. So now you're no longer able to go live on your phone on YouTube. Now, what they did was they brought that feature back because it literally made no sense to take the feature away, but they gave the feature back. So they brought the feature back, and now where's it at? Where's it at? They gave the feature back, but in the policy and terms of service, whatever, they said that with the feature coming back, they will limit the viewership of a live stream of a smaller channel. So this is Odyssey posting this on Twitter. So what this is, video unavailable. This video is popular due to limited creator history, which means you're a smaller channel, you don't have a lot of history. We're limiting the number of viewers. Subscribe to this channel to help this creator reach a broader audience, which means is we don't give a fuck about your little ass channel. We're going to let you live stream, but guess what? You're getting a little bit too many viewers. And since you're a small channel, we're going to just screw you. And we're going to make this video unavailable. And then we're going to force the people that see your unavailable video to subscribe to your small ass channel so that they can help you make your video public so that you can get to a broader audience, so that we can put ads on your channel a lot better than it is right now. So, Emily, nice UK man. Yes.
It is
make better content
to that. We as people always say YouTube hates small creators. That's like something that small creators say.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't not only can't stand these small ass channels on the platform, they implement policies to get rid of them or make you less likely to make it. They don't care about your small channel. How many subs you got? No, we don't care. No, you can't. No, you can't live stream on your phone. Sorry, no, you can't live stream on your phone. No, I don't know. Oh, your live stream is getting a lot of viewers. Oh no, we can't have that. No, we can't monetize that very well. No, you need more subs. No, we can't monetize that. The numbers aren't adding up. No, you need more subs. I'm sorry. When you get more subs, you can monetize a little bit better. Sorry. Thank you for coming. Thank you. No, YouTube don't give a damn about your small ass channel, man. They don't. See, the people that tell you that it's not about your channel, it's about your content, because a lot of people are indoctrinated to tell you to make content, to keep you to grind, to keep making content and prevent you from seeing the truth of things that happen with the platform. See, if you just stick in the mindset it's just your content, you'll never realize how problematic the platform is. You'll never think about the problems and issues with the platform. You'll just think you just have to make content. Make better content. Why don't people see my videos? Make better content. Why are my videos disappearing in rank? Make better content. How come people can't find my channel when I type it in the search? Make better content. When I type my channel in the search on Google, it doesn't pop up. Make better content. Why are my views automatically dropping 10 seconds after I upload a video and they always get demonetized? Make better content. You see how that works? See how that works? When you're indoctrinated into that mindset, it's always going to be make better content. Whatever the problem is that you think it exists on the platform, it's either it doesn't exist or it's going to be make better content. Or grind and make better content. Or follow the analytics and change your title, change your name, change your description, change your tag, change your thumbnail. And then make better content. You see, it's like a circle. It's like a circle. It's title, tags, description, thumbnail, make better content. Title, tags, description, thumbnail, make better content. Whatever issue you got with the platform, and you address it to people like this, It's going to be title, description, tag, thumbnail, make better content. I'm just saying. Because Odyssey know what time it is. I remember I used to do that. They give 0 fucks. YouTube does not care about your little ass channel. They don't. I'm sorry. I know you listen to a lot of people on Clubhouse, and you know you in a lot of these rooms, and you tune in to vidIQ and TubeBuddy and the Niman brothers and Roberto Blake and all these people. I know. And they tell you it's about your content, and the creators don't put enough effort. They not grinding hard. I know. I know you hear it all. I'm telling you, YouTube don't give a fuck about your little ass channel. They put policies just to screw you. Matter of fact, they just brought back the community tab. Remember, the community tab was not even available to people under 1,000 subs. They just let you have the community tab back. Now, let me ask you a question. Right? If you know what the community tab is, I'm not even monetized, so I know outside of them running ads on me, they would rather they would rather you go away, okay? They don't give a fuck about you, Nick. They'd rather you go away, right? They give a fuck about CNN and MSNBC and Fox 5, right? That's why they took away the dislike button so people could stop disliking their shit into oblivion. They care about Netflix, Sony Pictures, Warner Brothers, right? They care about Sony Pictures, okay? They care about Lionsgate. That's who they care about. They don't care about you. They don't care about you, right? They don't care about you. Let me ask you something. The community tab is content, right? When I post that, the community tab has analytics. The community tab is a way that you can grow your channel without posting a video, because you can post content, and the community tab has its own analytics, has its own features and stuff like that, and they did not give that to smaller channels. I'm going to ask you a logical question. No. I have community tab access right now. I don't have 1,000. They removed the limit. You have to have 500 now. They removed the limit. I have a community tab. I don't have 1,000 subs. Let me ask you something. If you think that YouTube does not care about smaller channels, why would they put so many limits on things to help grow a channel and put restrictions above channels that don't have it? Let me explain it. So the community tab is content. It's content that you can post. Before, you had no access to it if you didn't have 1,000 subs or more. Now you need 500 subs. Why is the community tab not available to all content creators once they have a YouTube channel, YouTube account? There's a limit for the custom URL. You need about 100, I think, or 200 for a custom URL. You need 500 for the community tab. You need 1,000 for monetization. Before that, you didn't need 1,000 for monetization, and it was very easy to make money on YouTube. You post a video, 700 views, you get a dollar here or there, or whatever. With all these changes that YouTube keeps making, and if YouTube cares about smaller content creators, why would they take the ability away from you to live stream on mobile devices? Why would you need to? Why would they make it that you need 1,000 subs to live stream on mobile devices? And then why would they bring it back but limit your look? I'm not making this up. People think I'm talking on my ass. And look, it says it right here. It's right there. If you have a live stream that gets a lot of views and you're under 1,000 on mobile streaming, this is what happens on your video. Let's look at, and Odyssey knows this is how much YouTube hates you as a creator. This is Odyssey, right? Okay, I like that. Okay, right. Okay. We can rock with that. Odyssey knows YouTube can't stand you as a creator. They want you gone, right? YouTube wants all creators gone. If you not Mr. Beast and MKBHD and your average consumer and Justine, right? Ryan's World, right? If you're not any of these millions upon millions of subscriber channels, you're not James Charles, like, you gotta go. They don't give a damn about you, man. Okay, they care about MSNBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, Fox 5, Fox 4, whatever. That's who they care about. Odyssey know it. Let me tell you what Odyssey posted after that. Look, Odyssey turning up on Twitter. Look at this. Odyssey. What's going on, Keystone? Odyssey prioritizes independent creators over corporate entities. If I wanted to watch cable television, I turn on my TV. Man, look here, man. Odyssey. Okay. Odyssey know what time it is. You feel me? Odyssey knows what time it is. Okay. Odyssey knows what time it is. Odyssey prioritizes content creators, not TV corporations. Odyssey cares about you. Not CBS cares about you. Not Warner Bros. Cares about you. Not Sony Pictures cares about you. Not Netflix, right? They want your content. Their content's for independent content creators. It's not for, big news media television corporations like YouTube is. Right? If I want to watch cable television, I turn my TV on. I come on YouTube. I want to see a creator. Odyssey not playing. Let me see. Odyssey got turned up today. Well, Odyssey been turned up for a while now. Okay. Odyssey been turned up for. Oh, okay. NFTs on YouTube. NFTs are so fucking stupid. YouTube, stop pulling links. Now I want to see what he. Okay, here we go. How much is? Let me see. Okay, here we go. I tried Odyssey. Let's see what happened with Odyssey. I tried Odyssey before going to BitChute at Keep It Techie's recommendation. I tried, but for some strange reason, I couldn't manipulate it correctly. Yeah, you know what my problem with Odyssey was? It's like stuck on trying to transfer my content over, some shit like that. That's why I never uploaded on an Iris. So I kind of understand what you're saying with that. Mark, let's see what he's saying here. Mark Scott. Social media rants turn into articles. French social media networks rife with violent hate speech and falsehood sidesteps efforts to pass. Here we go. So remember when dude on vidIQ was talking about fringe social networks? This is what they and talking about January 6th. This is what they're talking about. Reminder for all the COVID-19 misinformation on the mainstream platforms. It's even worse, and I mean a lot worse on fringe networks. Everything from BitChute to Odyssey to Telegram and Getter, it's a dark world out there. All right, so I'm not gonna get into that. People gonna be upset. I ain't trying to get into that. Mark really want to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you didn't actually reach out to us for comment as you claimed in this article. You called us a fringe social media platform for extremists. And again, language is very powerful, right? And when you understand language and how language is used, you understand when people say certain words, it's tied behind a certain emotional reaction to get a response out of you, right? So when old boy over here says fringe networks, right? He says fringe social media networks. That's automatically correlating it to misinformation, conspiracy theories, January 6th protesters, alt-right, Q. That's why he said it, right? See, when you learn how language is used on social media, you learn how people use language to categorize things into certain, categories, right? So when someone says fringe social media network, what in their head, what fringe means is BitChute is crazy because people post COVID-19 conspiracy theories. Odyssey is crazy because they talk about flat Earth. Rumble is nuts because they tried to steal the election. That's what they're saying when they mean fringe. That's what they're correlating to fringe. That's what they're correlating to fringe. Well, Mark Scott, I keep my dark butt on BitChute's fringe play. Yeah, there we go. I watch. Listen, man, let me tell you something. BitChute got the fucking deets, okay? BitChute got all the information you need. Okay, when you want to learn about some real stuff, you get that on BitChute, okay? Or Rumble. You're not going to find it on YouTube, all right? So that's why CoVa don't get into no conversations about no COVID-19, because I know a lot more than what people think they know about what they think they know, okay? I'll just leave it at that. But to wrap up on Odyssey, right? So Odyssey knows YouTube creators. This is literally all you have to do is bring your content over to Odyssey.
Step by step, how to sync your YouTube channel to Odyssey. Step 1. On the sign up screen, check the box to sync your channel. Thanks for watching.
Odyssey! Y'all cold as fuck for that. Hold on, we're gonna play that one again.
Hey everyone! In this video, I will walk you through step by step how to sync your YouTube channel to Odyssey. Step 1. On the sign up screen, check the box to sync your channel. Thanks for watching.
Oh, why is Morgan Freeman trending? They said Morgan Freeman. Hold on, we gotta check see why Morgan Freeman trending. Okay, it's for the black kid. Okay, there we go. We gotta make sure. Okay, we just gotta check. We see Morgan Freeman trending. We gotta make sure it ain't no bad news. That's all I'm saying. Look at this. Look at this. Right? Look at this. Odyssey, to me, it's looking closer and closer to the awesomeness of what YouTube used to be. You have to search a little bit, but there is an impressive amount of content for being an alternative. Mark my words, that site will be a major player for videos on the web. Let me tell you something right here, man. If you're in the echo chamber of creator influencing information, Mark seemed like he needs the YouTube and Facebook Twitter bots to filter censor media from. Yeah, he need like he needs Twitter bots to baby him, right? Let me tell you something. If you're in this ecosystem of the creator influencer type stuff, yes, you think that YouTube is the best place to be. You think that YouTube is the only place to be. YouTube is one of the best platforms. All these other people over here, they're on the fringe. They're crazy. They want you to eat hydroxychloroquine and horse paste, and they want to teach you about the flat earth and all this other nonsense, and UFO is going to come to them. They're crazy on these other platforms, right? YouTube is the place to be. But if you're not in that, you know, in that cult mindset of thinking, and you actually like watching content, we got cut to the chase in the building. What's going on? And if you like watching content, alternative content, then you'll see and then you'll realize that YouTube ain't the place to be, right? And you'll realize that YouTube is on a downturn with their content, with things like this. You'll realize that YouTube isn't the only fish in the pond. It may be the biggest fish. I'll give it that. It is the biggest fish, and it may be the biggest fish for quite some time, but it's not the only fish in the pond anymore, right? There's other places where you can get better content and get a better experience posting your content on the internet. So let me just wrap it up, see what else they got to say.
Stay
See
off
if I
them when
can...
they're not growing. No.
Make better content. You'll get more eyeballs.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with the name of your channel, although a better name can help. It is definitely.
And
everything-
we done already covered how YouTube don't give a shit about you if you're a small channel. It has nothing to do with you making better content. Okay, we done already covered that.
Do with the content you are creating. Is it for a specific audience?
JP800 Studios.
That's funny. That's funny. He say, is it for a specific audience? Because YouTube, when you're a smaller channel, they'll restrict your live stream, and at the very end, it says, help this creator reach a broader audience. Listen. Listen, man. I don't... Listen. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just reading the picture, and I'm just listening to what he's saying. And I swear to God, this man just said, hold on, we're going to...
Is it for a specific audience? It is definitely everything to do with the content you are creating. Is it for a specific audience? Everything to do with the content you are creating. Is it for a specific audience?
JP800
content you are creating. Is it for a specific audience?
I mean, I swear he just said, is it for a specific audience? Right, but we're going to come on. We're going to hit y'all with the transition, and we're going to come back here, and we're going to come right here, because what this says is this video is popular due to limited creator history. We're limiting the number of viewers subscribed to this channel to help this creator reach a broader audience. Listen, I'm just a guy. I just point things out. I'm just letting you know that shit don't make sense to me. That's all I'm gonna say. That goes to show you, right, how little YouTube cares about you as a creator. Even when people are trained and they coach and they make money to coach people to make their channels better, they don't realize that YouTube has policies on the platform that hurts the creator depending on how they want it to hurt you. How we want you to get this work. We want you to get this work like this, and then tomorrow like that, and then the day after that like that. And if you got a problem with it, if you got a real issue with it, you need to update your title, update your description, fix your tags, change your thumbnail, and make better content. And you're gonna like it too. It seemed like smaller channels get buried in the algorithm. No, cut to the chase, you're wrong. Smaller channels don't get buried in the algorithm. Smaller channels just need to update their titles, update their descriptions, update their tags, make better thumbnails, and make better content. The algorithm? Channels don't get buried in the algorithm. What? There is no P score to demonetize a channel to make it disappear in the algorithm. What? Who told you that? Of course, smaller channels get buried in the algorithm, man. It's working as intended. They definitely favor big channels by giving their videos more impressions and the ability to be seen by more people. You cut to the chase. Are you spreading misinformation on my channel? What? What? Are you crazy? There is no way in hell that YouTube favors bigger channels. Wait a minute. But YouTube does favor bigger channels because they went to Congress and they also spoke in front of a Senate panel And they told the politicians that was sitting down above them, when the guy asked the woman about what are they doing about flat earth conspiracy theories, and she told him that they have a ranking system to favor authoritative sources. And that is a feature on YouTube that has been carried on into the pandemic. So when people talk about COVID-19, their videos automatically get deranked, not only because they're talking about it, but because they're not an authoritative source on the topic. They get deranked in the AI system because YouTube told the politicians on Capitol Hill, when the politicians were mad about flat earth, that that's what they were going to do. So I don't know what Cut to the Chase is talking about, because there's no way YouTube has an algorithm to derank smaller channels and less authoritative sources, unless that was the same YouTube that was talking in front of Congress in a Senate panel hearing, telling them that they derank content based on authoritative sources, and they apply that same metric going into the pandemic. And this was in 2017. Funny. I would expect people who, you know, the business is to coach people and explain these things to them. I would have hoped that these people would be able to put these things together and explain to people that, you know, part of the algorithm does hurt smaller channels, because authoritative sources doesn't only apply to news. If you look at the search rankings, it applies to everything. If you do a video on something, the bigger channel that does the video gets the most views, will get ranked better, will get trending better, and your video would disappear all the way down, even if you talked about it first. But here's the thing, right? There's no money in telling people that. Like, why would I tell you that? Why? Cut to the chase. Why would I tell you, right? Why would I tell you that, yeah, smaller channels get hurt in the algorithm based on how big their channel is and based on what they're talking about? Why would I tell you that? Because if I told you that, right? If I tell you that, you won't get into the doctrine of the creator grind, right? And the creator grind is make better content, make better titles, make better descriptions, make better thumbnails, make better tags, and make better content. Like, if you don't get into that loop, right, you can't give me views no more. You can't subscribe to me. I can't get consultations from you. I can't get money from you now. Like, why would I tell you that? Right? That goes against YouTube, right? Why would I tell you that? I'm not going to tell you that. That's a conspiracy. That's not real. I'm not going to tell you that, because I don't got no, I can't make money off of you if I tell you the truth. I need you to get into the grind, right? Because once you get into the grind and you start getting indoctrinated into the grind, you can share that with other people, right? So then you get into communities and you tell people about grinding, and they tell you about grinding out content, and everybody talking about grinding out content. And you're not really looking at behind the scenes that how things are done on YouTube, because heaven forbid, right? Heaven forbid you look at that and you say, you know what? I don't like this. And I don't like that. I don't like any of these things. I don't like none of these things on this platform. I don't like that. I don't like this. I'm going to go to Odyssey, right? I'm going to type in BitChute.com. I'm going to go to BitChute. I'm going to Rumble. I'm going to Subscribestar, Fanbase, OnlyFans, Patreon, Rockfin, DLive, right? I'm going to go to these websites. I don't like that. I don't like I'm a small channel and the algorithm pushes me down just because I'm a small channel. I don't like that. I'm going to go to these platforms, upload my content on all these platforms. I'm going to upload my content on every single last one of these platforms. Libri, Odyssey, all these platforms. They got tech content creators on Odyssey. There's tech content creators on BitChute. There's tech content creators on DLive. I'm going to put my content over there. But guess what happens when you go over there? I can't make money from you over there unless I'm coaching you as a creator in general, right? I tell you, hey, you pay me money, I can get you on Netflix, Amazon Prime. I can get you in HBO Studios, right? I can get money from you like that. But if it's just for me helping you grow your YouTube channel, I can't get nothing from you if you go over there to Odyssey. I need you to stay here with me. I need you to stay over here with me. So no, cut to the chase. There's no such thing, right, as getting buried in the algorithm, right? There's no such thing. Like old girl said, hold on.
Those that are available.
Scams on their platform or a creator defaming. So.
Right. Moving on to creator tools.
Yay.
Hold on.
What's your favorite? Which all of these.
No. I got it. She got the best quote right here. Hold on. Where's that? I missed it.
Channel.
The question, well, can you?
Yeah.
Versus never.
You should take a cue from.
Yeah, because you don't want to split your audience. I love Canada.
Why did I lose my? Oh my God, I had it.
You're all nodding, but I don't think anybody had a clue.
Oh my God, here we go.
I've had streaming issues while I've been.
Anyway, like she said, you got to make better content. Okay, make better content, make better tags, make better thumbnails, make better description, make better tags, make better thumbnails, make better descriptions, make better content, make better tags, make better content, make better descriptions, make better tags. Okay, so you got to do that. Cut to the chase. So no, it's not the algorithm. It's because you don't have better content.
Streaming and they fixed it. It's been great.
So
I don't know if this music is mine.
Like super.
YouTube would give it dark mode, and I'd be happy about that.
I think it's interesting.
You're getting fantastic view counts for where you are. You're probably exceeding expectation, I would say, on average for a channel of your size with the number of videos you've produced. So as everyone said,
you need more videos.
Make more content. That's
more content.
Right? Listen. Did I not just tell you? Right? Did I not just tell you what the advice is always going to be? Did I not just say that? Yo. Did I not just tell you? Did I not just tell you that? Did I not just tell you what the advice is always going to be? Right? What is the advice always going to be?
Exceeding expectation, I would say, on average for a channel of your size with the number of videos you've produced. So as everyone said,
you need more videos.
Make more content. That's
more content.
where you're going to meet your expectations.
Make more content. Make better content. Improve your titles. Improve your descriptions. Improve your tags. Improve your thumbnails. Make better content. That is always going to be the answer. It's always going to be the answer. It's always going to be the answer. Right? It's all. Yo, I literally just said that.
Rob, that was a terrible roast.
Sorry.
Also, I don't know. You've got, and you said it perfectly, Dan. You've got to understand the way YouTube works. And YouTube works because they want to keep people on platform. And if your content keeps people on platform and they're rewatching or they're watching through a playlist, then YouTube's going to be like, oh, when somebody lands on this creator's video, they watch 2 more of that creator's video, and then they go on to watch 3 more of these videos. it is going to make YouTube push your content out more to be like, oh, this content keeps them on platform longer. Make content that keeps people on platform and engages them.
Is that the only way that YouTube works, though, Emily D. Baker? Is that the only way that YouTube works, too? YouTube doesn't have a system where they give you a P score to automatically demonetize and de-rank your videos in the search engine with the algorithm and automatically pushes it down? Is that the only way that YouTube works? Does YouTube not pull information and data off of your thumbnails and your titles and what's said in your video and what's shown in your video in order to de-rank and devalue your content and the search engine? Is YouTube doesn't do that? YouTube only cares about you keeping people on the platform? Really? YouTube doesn't have a system that uses an AI system that pulls information and ranks it against whether or not it's adult material or not, and then de-ranks it like that. YouTube doesn't do that as well. I don't know. Y'all might want to check out my last stream is on demonetization. Where I break down all the things that YouTube does to de-rank and devalue your content on the platform. Okay, again, this is not a I hate YouTube, this and that. I'm just letting you know. Because none of these people up here will tell you these things, okay? Just letting you know. So that I'm informing you. My job on this earth is to inform and share information. I have no financial reason to keep information like that from people. I just want to share that shit to people, and you do with it what you want. Okay? You could do with it what you will, okay? But yes, YouTube does a lot more than care about whether or not you're keeping people on the platform. Okay? It's a little bit deeper than that, but I got it. All right. There's no money in telling people about the P score and how the AI system on YouTube ads uses the information pulled from a thumbnail and what's shown and said in the video to add an adult content modifier to it that automatically de-ranks and devalues the content on YouTube. There ain't no money in telling people that. That's too much explaining to people.
Oops. Next question here is, how can I best integrate my YouTube channel, podcast, and blog? Same name, already doing audio version of the YouTube videos.
I think Nate has some very strong opinions on podcasts on YouTube. I watched the rebuttal from Pat Flynn. It was a good video, actually.
That was good. Yeah, he did well in his response also.
It's Pat Flynn.
Yeah, Pat Flynn. Yeah.
What's the controversy? I have no idea what happened.
Oh,
I
softly called him out for using his YouTube channel as a podcast.
Called him a lot of names. I wouldn't say it was
a lot of that. Oh, it was soft. Come on.
It was censored, right? Wasn't it? Dan? Like mature audience only.
So many bleeps. I just couldn't. I'd never heard.
It was too much.
There's weird dolphin noises that people put in all of the time.
I hate those. Did you also call out the H3H3 podcast?
No. And so in the video, it was basically the point of I would see channels that are going along, creating a channel, creating content. And then somewhere along the way, they just start podcasting with their channel, just uploading podcasts. And almost every time I see that happen, hence the title of the video is I get worried when I see a channel doing this, their views drop off dramatically because a pure podcast is just not a good format for YouTube. It's almost never.
So in most of these spaces with, these creator coaches and stuff, there's a bit of elitism that often slips out when it comes to what they think people should be doing and should not be doing with their channels. And this comes to the terms with podcasts. And I actually did see this video on his channel when I looked at it, and it should be something. It said something with podcasts in the video. Yeah. And
I just can't. YouTube standpoint, I want to show you something. So if I go to their videos page and I scroll down here, I've been getting a good amount of views. Actually, if I were to say a kind of a baseline, minimum around 20,000, but more around 40,000 views on any given video, and several far eclipsing that number. But if I scroll up, I want you to see what changed. Well, first of all, there's the obvious visual difference of the thumbnails. And as soon as you see this shift happen, you see the views drop pretty significantly. So much so that the new baseline is around 6,000 views. So we went from from 20 or 40,000 views to 6,000 views. Now, what changed here? They started podcasting. Okay, next channel I want to show you, The Art of Manliness. Now, you may or may not have known of this back in the heyday, back in the ye old days of YouTube. This channel was the bomb, and they had a lot of really good, helpful videos with a baseline of about 200,000 views, and many of them far surpassing the million view mark. So what do you see? You see a shift in the thumbnails, right? And the views go dramatically down to about 500 views, which for a channel with over 1 million subscribers is abysmally low. What did they start doing? Podcasting. I'm gonna show you one more channel, and this one is a bit more recent. This is actually Pat Flynn, and many of you may be very familiar with that channel already. Now, what he basically did was a live stream or a podcast on the channel once a day for 365 days. Now, each episode was about an hour long. Now, that is commendable in and of itself. I have the utmost respect for Pat Flynn and his work. However, from a YouTube standpoint, I want to show you what happened. You see, on the average stream, while the podcasting was going on, we were seeing anywhere from about 1,000 to 2,000 views on any given video. But then I scroll up and I see after the podcasting daily ended, some more normal YouTube videos, and we start to see more like 7,000 or 50,000 views on any given video. Now, here's the thing with each of these channels. Their content is awesome. Nothing against the content at all. But from a YouTube standpoint, YouTube is not a podcasting platform. So much so that I have very, very rarely ever seen a channel start to podcast and have it be successful. Now, I know there are exceptions, I get it. But here is why podcasts don't do well on YouTube. And listen closely here if you've ever considered doing it. It bypasses most of the power of the YouTube algorithm. You see, the YouTube algorithm, their job is to suggest content that an audience will enjoy, right? To consider doing it. It bypasses most of the power of the YouTube algorithm. You see, I get it. But here is why podcasts don't do well on YouTube. And listen closely here if you've ever considered doing it. It bypasses most of the power of the YouTube algorithm.
Now, live streams, podcasts bypass the YouTube algorithm in a good way, not a bad way. And I'm going to tell you why. YouTube rates things on metrics, whereas average view duration, chat rate, chat room activity, concurrent viewers, likes, all this nonsense, right? A live stream and a podcast, what that does is it bypasses the algorithm where it can derank and demote and put all these different put your content in these different categories, right? Because when you have a live stream and you have a podcast, like a long format video, all that matters is the people that's watching. All that matters is the people that are interacting with that channel. It doesn't matter what the person is talking about. If that channel, while it's live streaming and it leaves it up as a podcast, if that channel got people that's in that chat room talking to the person and watching the content, that's all that matters, is that's going to keep that video going. That's going to get that video the views, right? That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what the title is. Doesn't matter what the thumbnail is. Doesn't matter what's in the description box. Doesn't matter what's in the tag. As long as the people are watching the content, it's going to get the views. That's what's so important about live streaming and podcasting on YouTube with the community, that the like me, I need the people to be in the chat room, talking, whatever, but I also need the people to be watching and sharing it out and coming in and watching, because that helps me way more than me figuring out the keywords in the description and the tags and the titles for what I do. That's what's important, okay? So this guy, he's telling you that it's the power is in the algorithm, right? But you don't want to be a victim of the algorithm, because if you're a victim of the algorithm, guess what happens? Why is my video automatically losing all these views all of a sudden? That's the algorithm. Why do people leave my videos all of a sudden? That's the algorithm. Why are all my views down this month? That's the algorithm. Why are my views down this year? That's the algorithm too. Why am I click through? Why are my impressions all the way down? That's the algorithm. When you have people that are really invested in your content, that pure fan base surpasses anything the algorithm could do. Matter of fact, in my demonetized stream, they talked about even if a channel is demonetized, it can still flourish based solely on the fan base supporting the creator. We got Nick. Nick says, I'm checking it in, y'all. And Cut to the Chase says, it seemed like small. Oh no, that's still an old. That's an old. Oh, my chat box is frozen on OBS. Okay. I'm checking it in, y'all. Okay, Nick. Catch you later, Nick. So that's why it's hard for him to understand, because Pat Flynn doesn't have a base where he's been doing what he's been doing. Yeah, live streaming is new. So if live streaming is new, of course a lot of people are not going to tune in. But if you start off live streaming and you have an actual fan base that's just going to watch you for you no matter what you're doing, then you'll never have to worry about not getting views and then not getting those views back. It matters more to have a good fan base than it does worrying about the algorithm, letting the algorithm do things for you. Because you let the algorithm do things for you, and the algorithm's going to fuck you up. And it's going to have you on YouTube like Jay's 2 cents trying to figure out what people want from your channel, because you following the algorithm. Go ahead, keep following the algorithm. I'm going to leave you out here like Orange Juice Jones said to Shorty when he cut the cards up. You just a squirrel without a nut. You just a squirrel looking for a nut in my world, baby. Oh, snap.
You see, the YouTube algorithm, their job is to suggest content that an audience will enjoy, right? To share, you have an audience group, your channel has an audience, and what the algorithm is trying to do is put that content in front of the right audience. With podcasting, it tends to be a much more loose form, more conversational style of content, which means the videos are longer. And so, because the videos are longer, even if the algorithm shows a piece of content to a brand new viewer, and they see immediately, oh, it's an hour long, and what's more, it's just a podcast, the spreadability on that piece of content goes way down because people are valuing their time more and more. And so if I see a piece of content...
Let me tell you something right here about this value my time nonsense, okay? That's bunk, all right? It's not about people valuing their time, okay? People choose to give their time to what they choose to give their time to. A live stream is not people valuing their time, okay? Because the same people that say they value their time and they don't watch live streams, or you can find them in live streams watching live streams. All right, I seen this shit all the time on Twitter. Okay, there's a bunch of people who say they value their time. They tell you they value their time. They don't watch live streams, and then where they at in the live stream and on the live stream. Okay, it's not about valuing your time. It's about people who want to watch it and people who don't want to watch. Okay, there's gonna be people who want to watch the live stream. There's gonna be people who don't want to watch the live stream. It's not about people valuing their time. There's some people who just want to watch a live stream and some people who don't want to watch a live stream. And if you built your channel on uploading content and then you're doing weekly live streams, there are gonna be people who enjoy that content and enjoy that engagement with you, even if it is 800 or 1,000 views, because it's more important to be able to talk to Pat Flynn than to comment to Pat Flynn. Anyway, I'll let him finish.
Maybe I don't know the creator, and I see that piece of content, and I see it's an hour long. I'm going to assume before I even watch the content that it's not as succinct as I would like it to be, and therefore podcasts rarely...
Yo, these people crazy as hell on YouTube, man. Yo, my man said it's not succinct as I would like it to be. Yo, this listen. This is YouTube. This is how it is on this is how it is up here, man. This is how it is on YouTube, man. That's some crazy shit. My man said it's not as succinct as I would like it to be when I see a live stream. Let me tell you something about creators on YouTube, man. A lot of creators on YouTube you will find to be some of the most pretentious people that you will ever meet on social media. Well, there's a lot of pretentious people on social media, but a better way to say it is creators on YouTube can be very pretentious to a point where you're just like, bruh, are you serious? It's not succinct to the way I would like it to be.
Really spread beyond the core audience that I already have. The exceptions I have seen to that rule are the people who do podcasting and they take slices out of their podcast episodes or their interviews and make them into independent YouTube videos. The way to do it correctly is actually, if you do want to use YouTube as a podcasting platform, for the algorithm's sake, put your podcast episodes onto a separate channel from your.
Do you see how when people talk about the algorithm, it's more, I'm done with this. I don't want to keep talking about that. Because what this is what this is that it's like, are you making content for the algorithm or are you making content for people, right? Because people want to watch the content, but are you making the content for the algorithm or are you making it for the people, right? Because he said for the algorithm's sake, right? Not the, not for the sake of the people, right? Not for you, the viewer, right? Not for the subscriber, for the sake of the AI, right? For Skynet, right? Hold on, wait.
Do it for Skynet.
Like, do it for the AI, not for the person that wants to watch the video. It's crazy to me, like it's so crazy. Like when you're watching it, it's like there's people who want to watch the video, not the AI. Like the AI is not watching the video; it's sending the video. It's people that want to watch it though. What? Listen, we've been going on for almost 3 hours. What do I know? What do I know? What do I know?
And there's the frustration factor. I'm going to speak directly to that right here.
Hold on, y'all. He frustrated. Hold on. I want to hear this.
Passes most of the power of the YouTube algorithm. You see, the YouTube algorithm, unsuccessful thing forever on the channel. Now here, hold on here. I get it. There's a factor of time. You gotta continue to produce content, and there's the frustration factor. I wanna speak directly to that right here. If you're building a channel and you've been doing a similar thing for a long time and you're getting similar results, meaning the channel is not really growing, you're not having videos even just slightly take off and having those videos grow your audience or videos take off a bit more. If you're seeing the same sorts of results over an extended period of time, it's time to switch things up. Because the mindset of you just got to keep grinding, the purpose of the grind is to figure out a model that works. I'm going to say that again because it's super easy to overlook that. The purpose of the grind on YouTube of producing videos over a long period of time is to figure out what your audience wants. And until you're at step 4, the transition phase in my YouTube system, you don't have a model yet. If you have no.
Wait, what? Hold on, wait a minute. What was that? Hold on.
At step 4, the transition phase in my YouTube system, you don't.
Oh, your product. Okay.
Have a model yet. If you have no idea what I just talked about, I'm gonna put a card for you up here. So the whole process of the grind up to that transition is understanding what your audience wants so you have a model that you can continue to grow over time. So what I'm gonna recommend if you find yourself in this situation where you're just doing the same stuff and you're getting the same results is to pick one thing at a time and pivot regularly. And I'm not just gonna leave it at that either. There are 3 areas that.
Interesting. right? Because when you do upload a video, it just, it doesn't get the same kind of, reaction that your streams do when you kind of follow that model. Because if you start off a channel with streams, and you can upload for the algorithm to, to do what it does, but people really kind of tune in for you. It almost sounds like you're better off, creating a fan base of people to tune in for you as a creator and not what you're talking about, because it doesn't matter what you're talking about, because the people are always going to show up for you, the creator. And I've seen that on YouTube in different places, in different sectors, talking about different things. It doesn't matter what the person's actually talking about. The people just show up for the person. It could be an upload, it could be a live stream. The people are there for the person. It would be much better, or how they say on YouTube, more better, to focus on your community and making content and interacting with your people, and making sure that you're a person that people can interact with. Because when you're doing a live stream, you're going to have the same viewers. You're going to get the same viewers that you do when you get an upload. Because when you make content for the algorithm is going to give you what it feels like you need. But the people are always going to be there for you whenever you do something. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? I don't have a system to sell you. Again, I don't have a system to sell you, to convince you about, keeping into the algorithm. I'm just a guy.
Pivot regularly. And I'm not just going to leave it at that either. There are 3 areas that 9 times out of 10, almost 10 times out of 10, if you pivot something in one of these areas, you'll start to see different results. The first, and perhaps the most obvious, is the topic of your videos or your channel. If this topic is just not taking
the title, that's the title,
or you don't care about it a lot, it's time to move on. The second, less obvious, is your approach to delivering the content. What's
the content?
What's the format of the video?
Like I said, it's always going to be the title, the description, the tags, the thumbnail, and the content. It's always going to be something to that fact, right? When it comes to watching any type of these videos, right, any of these people that you see, if you understand that whatever issue that you think you have with your channel, I think YouTube is still a relatively good platform. It's some content creators who need to be dealt with. I mean, it is still a relatively good platform. Yeah, we're not saying that YouTube is the devil, right? It's not the devil. It's close, not really. But it's not the devil. Like, it's still a good platform, but the platform has issues. And these issues are only getting worse every year. They're not getting better. Okay? There's nothing on the platform that they're doing is really getting better to improve the experience. Right? The experience is only getting worse every year. So live streaming is the way. Sly, look, how many times are you gonna hear me say this shit on my channel? Okay? How many times are you gonna hear me say this shit on my channel? Okay? The key is not to focus on the algorithm. The key is to focus on the people. Because when the people get behind the creator, it's fuck what the algorithm wants to do. It's what the people want. It's the people that push the creator, that can make the creator go to where they need to go, not the algorithm. If you focus on the algorithm is going to send you what you want, what it thinks you want, and it's going to give you what it thinks you need. But if you give the people what they want, they're going to take you to where you want to go. It's always going to be the live stream. It's always going to be the people. What's going on, Scoop? It's always the people. Fuck what this guy talking about, respectfully. It's always the people. Any content creator you see on the platform It's not the algorithm, it's the people. Mr. Beast got 50 million subs. It don't matter what he does, it's gonna get 1 million views. But guess what it is with Mr. Beast? It's more about the people than the algorithm. It ain't the algorithm that makes people say Mr. Beast should buy a fucking movie studio. He should make movies for Netflix. That's not the AI telling people that. That's people. It's not the computer, it's people. Okay? I'll mention old boy one more time on the channel, right? You look at a guy like Kevin Samuels. He uploads and he live streams. The uploads gets 100,000 views. Live streams gets 100,000 views. And Pat Flynn is more popular than Kevin Samuels. H3H3 gets thousands of views on a podcast. H3H3 gets thousands of views on a live stream. What are we talking about? It's the people. If you focus on the AI, like the creator coaches want you to do, you'll be stuck in the system being the bitch of the AI. But if you focus on the people that watch you, that tap in with you, you'll go places. Because the people, like in my demonetized video, when you got all the funny things on your channel, when your channel's getting demonetized, they got the P score, you're getting an adult rating on your channel, all this other nonsense. Guess what supersedes that? That's the same algorithm, right? That's the same algorithm he's telling you to make content for. That's the same AI, just so that we don't get confused. When we talk about demonetization, when we talk about adult content ratings, when we talk about that, that is the AI. The AI is the algorithm. AI is a better way to say it, the algorithm, because sometimes I'll be fucking up the word. Don't, let me live. But the AI, that is the AI doing that. Okay, all of these things are the AI systems with Google and YouTube. That is the AI that is doing that on your channel. If you want to make content for the AI and you want to stick to the AI does that to you. But when it comes to you making content for the people, like in a demonetized video, the people will push you past whatever the AI is doing to keep your content and your channel down. So why not focus on the people and focus less on the AI? Why not make content for people and less content to get trending for the AI? You can do whatever you want, right? You can do however you want to do your content. It makes you money. You're making money per month. Guess what happens though? Guess what happens? You made money through January to March. Guess what happens in April? All your views are down. All your money is down. Now you're not getting as much impressions. Your click-through rate is down. Your CPR, RPM, XQC, all that stuff is down. Guess why it's down? You want to know why it's down? Instead of it being up like it was the last 3 months, you want to know why that's down? You want to know why? You really want to know? I can tell you. You want to know why it's down? Because you're making content for the AI instead of making content for the people. That's why it's down. Because the AI decided it was going to be down this month. Kevin Samuels can scratch his head on or touch his toes and get 1 million views. Well, no, he can't do that anymore. That well drying up. He can't do that now. We passed that phase with him now. He can't do that now. It's wrapping up for that. But we're not gonna get into that. But it's wrapping up for that. He ain't gonna be able to do that for very long. It's not like that now. I'm all for the peeps. Yeah. If you make content for the AI's gonna decide this month, guess what? Views are down this month. Across the board, we sending all these views that we were sending to you, we're gonna send that to them cat videos. We're gonna send that to people looking for Christmas decorations. We're gonna send those views to people looking for Valentine's Day gifts. You'll get your views later, but right now we not sending you no views because you're making video for the AI. So the AI say no, we down this week. AI, where my money at? AI said, boss, we down this week, boss. We don't got it. I don't got it for you this week. I gotta holler at you next month. And guess what you gonna do? You gonna go on Twitter. Oh, my views are down. My impressions are down, and this is dead, and my click-through rates is down, and my AdSense is down, and everything is down. Because guess what? Instead of you making content for the people and tapping in with the people, what you doing? You making content for the AI. And the AI said, fuck you this month. But we good next month. But for this month, you not. Yo. Yo, the AI said, fuck you this month, but we good next month. But this month, right now, it ain't good for you, right? But that's what happened. Let's see. Here we go.
Videos or the pieces of content you're producing. What is your approach? You might need to shift that so that your audience enjoys it more. And the third and even less obvious.
So you're making content for the AI, but then you want to ask if the audience enjoys.
This is the reasons why your audience watches. And I'm not even talking about your channel audience, but the audience you're trying to get on YouTube. Why do they choose to watch videos? Meaning, are they there to just get answers? Are they there to be entertained or just to hang out? And if your channel, your content isn't matching their reasons, it's never gonna take off. If that's blowing your mind, and I sure hope it is, thus far you're getting some real light bulb epiphany moments here, I would love if you would boop the like button on this video so that it can spread to more people. I appreciate that. Thank you. And now I realize we could have an entire conversation just about that alone, but I wanted to hear from you. What are the biggest questions that you just wish finally got answered about YouTube? And I would love if you would comment below with those questions. And as you're reading through the
value proposition to get people to interact with the channel to boost the engagement.
Comments. If someone else already asked the question that you have, I would love if you would like those comments, because what I'm going to do is go through the comments and use them as ways to create future videos that I hope will be extremely helpful to you. And it's actually from asking those types of questions that I started doing what I call video roast, because it's often easy to just look at the channel as a whole and not actually a piece of content within the video itself. What makes good engagement? Why do people leave? How's the intro? How's the call to action? All of those elements. And I break that all down using a real subscribers video for you right here. So go watch that next and go win the YouTubes.
Anyway. Choice is yours. Up to you. You do what you want. Do what you want and you deal with the results that you get. All I know is I make content for people. Okay, I don't go live. Hold on, I don't go live for, you know, the AI algorithm, TomTom, what's going on. I don't make content for the algorithm. I don't make content for in AI. I make content for the people. You know, I talk to people. People talk to me. I interact, give, you know, education and entertainment to the people. I make content for the people. I don't focus on what the analytics are telling me. The analytics are going up, and I've only made minimal changes to what I'm doing. The analytics are going up, and I haven't sat up here and focused on what the title is, the description box and tags on the thumbnails. I made a slight change to the thumbnails, and that's it, because the AI wants to see a person in the thumbnail, and I put my picture in the thumbnail, and that's it. That's literally it. And the analytics have changed. So you can make it deep, or it doesn't have to be that deep. And if you like the experience here on YouTube, God bless you, right? There's a lot of people, and I'm not angry, and I'm not like, angry or upset or disgruntled about anything with YouTube, right? This is like, I'm speaking for the people who have these problems and commenting on the creators who have left the platform and are posting less content on the platform because of the issues they've had on the platform. I'm not speaking for them, but I'm sharing this with you, right? I'm sharing this with you, and I'm not like disgruntled about YouTube or anything like that. It's fine. I live stream on YouTube. Twitch is not an option for me because I like to stream in 4K and I can't do that on Twitch. I'll probably be able to do that on other platforms, but I'm fine right now. But if it ever got to the point where I'm not fine with YouTube and I'm kind of tired of YouTube, yeah, I will focus more on other platforms and then just leave this as a weekly thing or bi-weekly thing, anything like that. But I'm not at that point right now. But that's not me saying I'm not going to diversify my platform anyway, because I am. Because you have to at this point. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You have to diversify. You have to put your content other places. Just have to. But if you're fine with, your experience on YouTube, continue. This whole live stream hasn't been a F YouTube, leave and burn the platform down like the guy was talking about January 6th, which made no sense to me, but whatever. I think it's kind of crazy to mention January 6th when talking about someone losing their channel. People say crazy shit on YouTube. It is what it is. I hope you got a lot of information out this one. I do my best. I do my very best to provide the best type of entertainment and edutainment I can provide. We had a phenomenal one, a very phenomenal one. But when the beat drops, it's time to get on up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 hours and 14 minutes in the stream. I had a nice one. I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope you had a great conversation with me. I hope you learned a lot from me. I hope I opened your eyes to some things. I hope you understand some things a little bit better. We talked about, is YouTube, the state of YouTube in 2022? Is YouTube the place to be? I showed you videos. I gave you impressions. I gave you comments and concerns. I'm telling you, it might not be the place to be for you, but it may be the place to be for you. I'm not you. Okay, you can only speak for yourself. Okay, I gave you options. We talked about Odyssey, BitChute, all the different social media platforms available to you. If you're not liking your time on YouTube, you have that choice. You are the creator. You are the big YouTuber. Focus on yourself as a creator. Be the influencer and go and influence people on different platforms. Much love to you, Aaron Collins. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate everyone that tunes in and taps in with your boy. But as you know, we have this outro, and I call it the coldest outro in the game. And when I hit you with it, Super Sly said, great show. Yes, I appreciate it, Super Sly. I hope you all guys got all the information, all the knowledge. When you come to see over the technician, we get very technical. Good night.
I'm a big YouTuber.
Even when it don't feel right, I still wanna party with her. Even when it don't feel right, you know I'ma party with her, with her, with her. She be calling on a Monday, wanna meet on Tuesday, asking me to fix me up real nice. She can wait until the weekend, she wants off the deep end, telling me to bring the stuff I like. I don't wanna let her down, so I'm telling her yes. Though I'm kinda down from the pain in my chest, but I'm putting her to sign now. I'ma feel her right now, happy from the stuff I know she likes. I've been trying my luck every day of the week, yeah. With my baby, what's up? Ay, always down every week, yeah. No